Yo. Everybody hear me good?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Is my mic on?
Yeah, say something real quick. I think I heard you. Say something.
You hear me?
Hell no. Say it again. Yeah, try it one more time.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Episode 15. 15.
Say.
All right. Y'all already know what we came here to talk about, but I'm going to save it. We're going to start with sports real quick. NBA season started. Sixers let me down a little bit. I had a little bit higher hopes for them.
Let you down.
I'm not a real Sixers fan, but I had hopes for them with the off-season moves they made. And they 0-3, I think. They ain't looking. They lost to the Spurs. I don't even know who playing for the Spurs right now.
Mike was at that game.
Yeah.
But
I want y'all to give me my respect, though. I told y'all Celtics was going to be a good team.
you did.
I want it.
You did. And I'm never going to say the Celtics aren't a good team. I just don't think they're going to win it.
We'll come back to April when it happens.
Yeah. And if they do it, I'm going to give you all due respect. But as of right now, I got to see a little bit more from the Clippers. But the Clippers are going to be up there. Warriors, since they're reigning champs, I'm going to give it to them. Pelicans with Zion back.
Yeah,
looking real dangerous.
That's a scary team right now.
He made Ben Simmons look like
Bad.
you didn't even need to be out here, my guy. You should have just waited until after this game to come back. But
He's still my nigga. Don't worry about it.
I can't rock with him. And, most light skinned dudes I try to rock with, but I can't rock with him. Man. I can't rock.
The
with
West is deep this year, bro. That's all it is.
The West is deep. East, I got 3 teams, but I can't really call it in the West. Anything that y'all want to talk about in particular about basketball?
I'm loving the fact that everybody is getting on the Lakers and basically saying, like, well, they need shooters. You had all year to figure that out.
Well, they definitely, and this is my gripe, part of my gripe against LeBron, is that he gets the teams that he needs to get to win. And I mean, you can say that about other players, but he literally will get a whole new team at the trade deadline and go into the playoffs with a different team than he started with. I can't really say that about many people that I can call off the top of my head.
It's biting him on the ass now.
He's gonna get a whole new team. Don't worry. He gonna get. They gonna trade Westbrook. I figured if the worst case scenario, they gonna get Mike Conley off of Utah because Utah's tanking.
You think that? That's
evident.
That's even worse.
I mean, would they?
I think Mike Conley's better than Westbrook.
Would they do that though? Like,
I think in a desperation, yeah. Mike Conley's a better shooter than Westbrook. He can still play the point guard position when LeBron sits out. Mike Conley's a better. Now, obviously, they want Kyrie. Shit, they really want Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard torched them last night. I didn't even know. I watched the highlights. I said, God damn, how are people losing to the Spurs? I mean, to the Trailblazers. The Suns lost to the Trailblazers too, but it's just Damian Lillard over there. He torching them. But
he really is by himself now because
he really
CJ going there.
He ain't got nobody on the team. Yusuf Nurkic came back, but he's a bust.
Can he run still? Like,
his legs off? He was out there. He was out there. But yeah, I got a feeling Lakers gonna have a whole new squad by trading.
I mean, my whole thing. I mean, you 1 year you said that you're too top heavy. Now he's saying, well, we got lack of shooters. Y'all know that since last year. that was something that y'all had to address. I mean, LeBron is the worst GM. Hell of a player, but he is the terrible GM.
Well, I think it's the fight. It's the fight of is LeBron. They don't want LeBron to be GM, but they also want him to be happy. So that's the give and take of having LeBron on the team.
And you know what? And it's biting him on his ass. Make it work.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that's my thing. I don't feel sorry at all for him losing right now. Make it work.
I saw Draymond got a documentary. What was that about?
Jordan Poole wasn't in it.
Only one.
They was talking about that Friday.
They made a documentary for Draymond, man.
He removed all
Come
the light
on,
skinned
man.
folks from it.
Come on.
They said Jordan got the last dance. He said I got the last punch. So,
It's all right, man. My paycheck's looking really
Yo,
high.
he punched him like Barlog from Street Fighter, though.
He dash punched him.
Every time I think about the Bull Rock punch, I think of Jermaine O'Neal sliding into the field.
yeah, that was my favorite part of that fight.
Yeah,
He was on
that's the
one
best.
knee.
He slid.
Yeah, he slid
He was
straight
sliding
into
the third.
and the boy was running toward him. That's what made it worse. He had to
Looked like a crash test. something.
He did crouch down so he could just be right square with the man's face. That's terrible. Man.
Yo, we should do a show on the mouse at the Palace.
I remember that night.
You'd have to be able
night.
to show the footage though.
Yeah, that'd be yeah.
That was all over ESPN for
We was
weeks.
watching the game.
I wasn't watching the
Nah,
game.
me and Brian, we was watching the
I
game.
don't
when that-
remember.
Yeah,
That
I
was so
remember.
far back.
Yeah, we was
I
watching
don't
it.
even remember.
And all we know was just seeing it was like, wait a minute, Ron Artest is in the
I
stand.
just remember ESPN had nothing else on. They just kept replaying all the different parts of the fight. This is all right. This is when Jermaine O'Neal came. This is when Steven Jackson ran into the crowd. This is when a chair flew, like
Steven
an episode
Jackson
of Boondocks.
I'm still trying to figure out.
Yo, Steven Jackson wanted all the smoke that night. He was fighting anything. He was punching anything that moved that he saw that was a hit.
But like, what would possess you to pour out your like $15 cup of beer? I ain't waiting. Look, I paid $15 for this. I can't pour this on you, man.
Skating beer ain't no joke.
Obviously, I feel like we can categorize that type of person.
Yeah, you know who it is.
And yeah,
WPS.
yeah. So
Yep.
it's only a particular set of people that really do that type of thing. But anything else in basketball? I'm missing. I feel like I'm missing something.
The Sixers in a
Sixers
world
is trash.
They in a world.
It is first week, so yeah. We'll see how it goes.
I've seen enough. Doc got to go.
He probably will if they keep losing.
I'm
If they have a
telling you.
losing record going.
Mike D'Antoni.
I don't want a running gun coach.
I really don't know what it is. I feel like James Harden's a little timid when the Embiid's on the court. However, he did score 30, but from what I remember, Embiid wasn't doing too good in the second half of that game. They should have won against Milwaukee.
Yeah,
And that's when James Harden started scoring. When Embiid, they took Embiid out.
we should have won game. We should have won the first game of the season against Boston. We should have won that game.
What was that? I don't remember the score. It was close, but Boston looked better. I ain't gonna lie, Boston looked better.
Man, we was crushing.
That's all one there.
We was crushing them.
Boston looked
They
better.
did.
We was crushing them in the beginning of that game.
And they missing people.
You know it's bad when Tobias Harris outscores Embiid yesterday.
Oh, that's what cost that game. Tobias Harris on that Milwaukee game.
Yeah.
He dropped off on defense and left old boy open.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that.
But Tobias Harris, to me,
Yeah, he traded.
I don't know what's up with him.
I feel like y'all should be able to trade him
I think we probably would end up trading him.
and fill out with shooters, 3 and D guys.
This is like last year. You might as well keep him. Let
Yeah.
come off the books.
That makes him even more tradable if he's an
I'm not
expiring
taking him on
contract.
salary.
Expiring contract. One of these
They overpaid
teams-
for him, really.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think y'all get up off
I ain't,
him.
I ain't mad at J. Cole getting his money.
I mean, I like him. I don't think he's a starter. Not for
Yeah, not for that money that he's getting.
No.
He's getting paid. He shouldn't. Be.
I just think he had one hot season, and
He's got the height. He got height and defense.
All right,
And-
see to me, I think it's just he got to be on a team that, like, look at Wiggins all them years. People was like, yo, he's trash. He don't do the. He went to a right team that just we gonna slide you down the
He
floor.
don't gotta be
He don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
That's what Harris when he was good on Clippers that one year.
because he wasn't the
And
guy.
and Pistons, he wasn't the guy. He was like the third, fourth option.
Yeah.
So he got to do what he wanted. Nobody paid
And
attention
it's
to him.
crazy. He falls into that category of guys that everybody likes, but they just move him
But
because he
it's
doesn't contribute
because
enough.
it's because he's good enough to get a good paycheck, but he's also not good enough to be like, "Ugh, I don't want to pay it.
Yeah.
Somebody else could pay it. Detroit can pay him that." But
Yeah, he gonna get paid again. He's what 29. now?
Yeah,
yeah,
still a
he'll
young
get
boy.
paid.
still
But
young.
if I'm on a championship team, you making more money than
Oh, he
like
won't-
the
he
top
won't-
3 players.
He's not
then,
going to get traded to a contender.
Exactly. That's
not
what I'm
gonna
thinking.
happen.
That's
That's
what I'm
not gonna
thinking.
happen.
So,
We won't do that. We'll trade him to somewhere that, like you said, 3 and D guys.
oh, the boy on the Magics,
Paulo
the
Ventura.
boy balling.
yeah,
Banchero.
Paulo.
That's not a name. That is not a name to market.
Spanish.
Yeah, and that they. Oh, I hate that.
They doing all right though with him.
See, my
that's a
thing
very
is-
marketable name, actually.
What, Paulo?
Paulo Banchero.
Yeah, something
That
unique.
just don't rub off. Like it don't run off. Like I'm trying to get those Banchero twos. It's just
Because they're gonna have nicknames for them. Like calling them
the
a Paulo,
the PB and J's. I don't know something they gotta figure out.
Paulo Vench.
I knew that was money. But man, it's every time I tell people I don't get hyped for rookies because at the beginning of the year they all do well. I like to see what you do when January hit.
People locking on them.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, they trying to come back. They trying to come back.
Like that hurt a little bit.
I don't even.
y'all talking
care
about Damian
basketball.
Lillard.
Yeah.
He another one.
Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard just need to go ahead and play together.
Well, they was trying to,
They won't
but
be
Bradley
rich for the
Bill.
rest of their
I ain't
life.
mad if somebody's Bradley Bills in particular. Like,
Let the rest of the team be bums.
Mm-hmm.
And just them
Oh
two.
no, the worst one for him was he's supposed to be on Golden State.
Yep.
Then he told them no, I don't want to go there.
Supposed to have been with us too.
He missed
He
out on the
won
ring.
The Heat was trying to take both of them
Yeah,
at the
he wanted
time.
them
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
They was trying to take John Wall and him at the one time.
They were going to trade, what's the name? Well, just recently this summer, they was going to trade Tyler Hero and somebody else for him.
They didn't pay my boy now. I like Hero.
Yeah, what, 100?
$140 million.
Boy, see,
That's why PJ Tucker probably like, man, that's what I'm going to Philly. I know y'all going to pay him.
I think him and Poole got the same kind of deal.
He did get it back, though. No, he did get it back, so I don't blame him. Somebody
Get your
watching,
check, young man.
paying me $230 million.
yeah, take the money.
Take the money.
Take the money.
I think Jokic is the highest paid right now. He's
In the league?
262.
Wow.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
he's a
For
two-time
5
MVP. I'm putting the asterisk by last season, though.
Yeah.
Football. Anything football?
Yeah, we won today.
Eagles had a bye week.
Yeah, my Eagles
Bengals
is 5-0.
won.
Bengals whooped that ass.
Giants won.
I'm going to
Yeah.
say
Sorry,
it again.
I'm
Jimmy Garoppolo is not the 49ers
Oh, wait.
quarterback,
Come on now.
okay?
Come on now.
I told you.
I wasn't even
Ted.
talking about the 49ers. But the 49ers did get a running back.
He ain't going to help you either.
I mean, it's better.
The number-
It's better than not having them.
Yeah.
I'd rather have them.
This game competitive.
Garoppolo is definitely the issue of the team. We knew that though. Everybody knew that. We knew that 2 Super Bowls ago.
Oh, whoa. I swear when we sat here and the boy I like got hurt.
I'm not a fan of either of them. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I think
I'm
you might
no,
have
no.
said that.
And let me clarify. It's not that I'm not a fan of Trey Lance. I don't agree with giving up what they gave
Yeah.
for him. They could have not traded up and still got him, in my opinion. They gave the
panicked.
three picks.
What was your pick originally?
We was like 11th still. We was still up there.
He was still on the board. They
Yeah, I bet you he'd have been there second round. I bet you anything.
Quarterback took him though. It was Lance.
No. That's the same year with the Patriots
yeah.
boy and
So
Mac Jones
It
won
was
that.
Lawrence,
It was-
Wilson, then Lance.
it was Mac Jones.
and
No,
then
Mac Jones
Justin
was third.
Fields.
Who was first?
But he still
Lawrence.
was
Trevor
still-
Lawrence was first.
Yeah,
he
Zach
was still
Wilson
sitting on the
second.
board though. So he
And
would
then
have. They would have got
Nobody
him.
was scouting for him.
They would have got him, and
Nobody-
they wouldn't have to give up too much.
People
for
was
him.
googling the Sports Center. People was like, "Oh wait,
No, but they had y'all pick
Trey
that
Lance.
to get Mac Jones.
yeah." And
So we was looking at Trey Lance. So that's why when y'all took him, I was like, okay, well,
yeah,
y'all just let him land in our lap.
Yeah, it was a panic. It was a panic.
I didn't
It was
agree.
a panic movement.
I honestly would have went all out for Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers.
Playing like
It's all right. I would have
Him
went
and
all
Brady.
out. I would have went
I'm a
all out
Brady guy,
for
but they-
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers took the money. So
Exactly. He did the Damian Lillard.
Yep,
And I'm
he
not
took
mad,
one.
but
I ain't mad at him. He took.
It is
He
what
was
it is.
mad as hell, but he took the money and got
but
knocked out.
don't
today.
expect them to win now.
Devontae Adams is like, yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah. I would have gave up all those picks, Jimmy Garoppolo, and whatever else Green Bay asked for Aaron Rodgers that year. Not Trey Lance. And that's my only knock against Trey Lance.
All
And
right, just
that's
wait till
it.
you get a whole season.
All
Under
right.
his belt.
We'll
I
see.
like the kid.
We'll see. Yeah, I hope his body could keep up with what Shanahan got playing for him.
because he gonna be running like hell.
We'll see.
he made
Damn.
that.
Yeah, he got him.
Oh,
Overtime.
Mitchell been doing good actually. He been averaging like 30.
LeBron saying, "Send me back to Cleveland." This the case. I want to go home. I want to go home.
What else we got? Who? Baseball. Delaware Valley is going crazy.
Still on football.
What's on football?
Devontae Adams did not receive a suspension or a fine for the.
For,
I don't even think we
for
talked
hitting
about it
that
last
person,
week.
I'm surprised
right?
about that though.
That cameraman.
He hit the camera, pushed the camera, or something like that.
Yeah, pushed the cameraman. After that play where they ran into each other,
Did he get suspended?
No suspension. No.
League left.
I heard
fine.
the cameraman was going to go after.
Well, the
him.
league supposedly they're still quote unquote investigating. So,
Okay.
I mean,
Basically,
we saw what else investigation y'all need? But the dude suing.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, he's going to sue. He pressed charges, misdemeanor assault.
Right.
I don't blame him. It's a money grab. I don't blame him. Let a rich person push me.
Look, my neck and my back, everything.
Man, I got a herniated disc.
Broke my coccyx. Booker T.
I'm suing everybody. Man. Don't let a famous person even just hit me. Well, it says the UFC had a
Phillies.
fight.
Let's just get that out the way. Oh, UFC did have a fight. I forgot about that. Sorry, let me go back on track. Phillies going to the World Series. Other team is being decided, right? Mm-hmm. Who is that between? Astros, Yankees. Who y'all got on that?
It's gonna be the
Astros. They looking good.
Were they up 3-0?
3-0?
3-0. Going for the sweep tonight.
And they got some hitters.
Come on, Yankees, come sit on the couch with us.
So Philly Astros, who y'all got?
I'm
Astros.
Astros.
Phillies.
I'm rooting for the Phillies. I'm biased.
I mean, no.
Me too.
I'll rock with no Philly team, so you already know where
I'm biased. I'm riding with
Well,
Harper.
if they do win, you gonna go up there and party still, though? You got,
I'm
just saying, Bryce Harper has earned his.
They will fight the fields and all their fight songs, and then they're gonna start into a Eagles chant out of nowhere. Even though it's baseball, I'm good. Man.
Good.
That's how Philly.
I'm all for it.
I gotta tell everybody, nobody likes Philly fans but Philly fans.
Yep. You're damn
right. They don't care. They don't care. Look at them. They don't care.
Yo, if they win, I'll wear. If Phillies win, I'll wear the whole outfit up there. I'll wear the Jason Kelce suit.
If I got you a Scissor Me Daddy shirt, would you wear it?
No. It depends on which one.
If the Phillies win, I got you.
They allowed to say that again?
I guess. The other night.
They won?
All right, cool.
What happened with this?
They couldn't say it for a while.
Why?
The skit, the storyline was
The guy owns copyright of.
I can't remember his name.
Sterling.
Mark Sterling. Mm-hmm. Got to copyright it, so they can't use it.
So they were trying to do it, and he came down and started screaming and hollering in the middle of
So he was doing it and fucking it up with this other dude. But
they had to
it was a good little skit.
They had to match the other day
I didn't get to see no wrestling
for the rights of Sesame Daddy.
it's a funny storyline, though.
I had so much going on. I didn't get to see wrestling this week.
Backtrack. I'm sorry, but the UFC fight was this weekend. When
I give Sterling his little fucking props. Even though I swear he was pushing that fight for. What was it, Jules? That fight got canceled like 3 times.
Oh, yeah. Aljamain Sterling?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sterling won, but Dillashaw broke his shoulder or he dislocated his shoulder. First round,
he couldn't really punch.
I'm not saying it's an excuse because, fight happens, but he messed his shoulder up and Aljamain jumped on it. He did what he had to do. But
boy choked what's his name out there like easy.
So the main event?
Yeah, that went 2 rounds. That boy ain't no joke. Islam.
However you say his last name.
Masha Shank.
I can't say it.
I can't say it.
Versus
Forgive me,
Charles
Oliveira or something like that.
He mauled him for 2 rounds. He
comes from that Khabib camp.
Khabib what 2-0 that day, right?
Dagestan built different, don't they?
Yeah, they be wrestling bears and shit.
Yeah, because they live. That's like mountains over there, right? Mountains and like
bears,
poor towns.
Yeah, he stretched that boy out.
And then Khabib's brother got into it with Chivin on. Did you see that?
I didn't see none of this stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't watch.
But it looks like it's going to be Alexander Volkanovski and that's going to be a massive fight. Though. A lot of common people don't know who it is, but it's a massive fight for the MMA fans. He's going up in weight to challenge this man. So,
but then they doing what was that Edwards and
Usman.
supposed to be done in Cardiff.
Oh, that's where they're doing it?
That's where he said he wants to do it there. It has to be somewhere in the stadium with a roof. And then somebody was like, well, WWE was just at Cardiff. He said, all right, I'll do it there. He's supposed to be he's supposed to load that card up too.
Well, I know I did hear it. I didn't know that's where they're going to be at, but they said, Kazmat's going to be fighting Colby Covington.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he can afford not to make weight.
And then you had to see Dana's face when he said it too. Like, I think Dana wants Covington going.
Yeah, then.
That was his man's.
Nah,
if he was winning, he'd still be there. He'd still be back.
Yeah, that happening. Then also came out this weekend about Conor McGregor. He can't fight in that company for 6 months.
Boy,
Why is that?
He was out of the USADA drug pool.
Oh yeah.
And they basically saying, like, if he's going to go in, he's got to re-enter the pool. So now some questions saying, because, he got a little bigger now. Mm-hmm. So now a lot of fighters are saying, well, was he on something? Because he hasn't been tested since he broke his leg.
I forgot all about that. Was why he was out. Who was he fighting when he broke his leg?
Poirier.
Dusty.
Man.
So they basically said that in order for him to compete in the UFC, he's got to sit out 6 months.
He might as well retire.
And then also in the
You all
UFC.
say that.
And then y'all also hear this. John Jones is supposed to be fighting in December. It was
I
supposed
didn't hear that.
Yeah. It's supposed to have been Francis Ngannou, but Ngannou he ain't been cleared for his ACL surgery. So
Yeah.
they basically said him and Stipe are gonna fight now.
Okay.
They announced a few fights for that card too.
Yeah, that fight was a number one contender, but they didn't say it was an interim title. It was basically a number one contender match. So
Gotcha.
if Jones wins, and I guess if Ngannou heals up, they're looking at it probably maybe saying April or May of 2023. I
But
think.
don't they still got to re-sign Ngannou?
No, he has to fight.
Nah, he's got a crazy clause in his contract. He's got that champ. He fulfilled his contract, but since he was the champion, he has to fight out his deal as a champion until he loses. That's where this whole big argument's going on with him.
I forgot who they made that rule.
Nah, he's the world champ, but he's like one of the lowest paid guys in there right now.
Yeah.
He only got like 50 grand for that fight. The guy he was fighting, I think, got more than him.
That's crazy.
That's the
And
big
so,
deal, right?
speaking of
He's CAA representative now. He gonna get his money.
this fight world, Anderson Silva versus the Paul brother, I keep seeing commercials for
Is
it.
it canceled?
So, no, they got a Showtime.
It's going down.
They got a Showtime, follow us behind the scenes as we lead up to blah, 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 blah. And I got a feeling the boy going to win. But on top of that,
This
I can see why Anderson would do that based off fighters' pays in the UFC. Boxing got a lot of money in it.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of
That's
money
why
in it.
Ngannou was basically trying to fight Tyson Fury.
You ain't gotta practice, 5 different styles. All you gotta do is worry about stand up boxing and focus on that during the training camp and make them weight. Then shit, go ahead and give me this $1 million. I'll take the L.
Well, this is the fight that's going to tell us if all this shit is fake or not.
I feel like it's
When
still.
is
I feel like it's gonna be fake. I feel
Next
like
week,
he's gonna lose.
I think it's next Sunday. If I'm
I
not.
can't say my boy gonna lose.
I feel like he is.
Spider got this.
I feel like he getting
I mean,
paid.
but-
He gonna get paid.
He beat up what's his name, Sundos. That's why I think he's
Who?
gonna beat. He beat up Julio Cesar Chavez. Jr.
When?
Yeah.
What was that, Jason? Last
It's
year?
been a minute. Yeah. Anderson's been boxing. He went to boxing now.
All right, y'all gonna.
He
All right.
I mean, even when he was in UFC, he was a deadly striker.
Got
So.
that
Yeah, I
Alright.
think in boxing he's like 3-0 right now.
Like people,
Alright.
people been saying for years he should be
The
boxing.
way how he torched Rich Franklin twice.
Yeah, but that was like a decade ago, man. I'm just
I'm just saying,
Might be
he beat up a legit fighter.
Man, he knocked the Sonic coins out of Franklin, though.
Logan Paul, I remember, which one? Jake
Jake
Paul.
Paul.
He ain't fought nobody worth. I still come on, Tyrone Woodley.
When he fight Ryan Garcia,
That still wasn't
I'll
dying.
watch. I just want to see him fight Ryan Garcia.
I just want him to fight
nobody else.
other boxers
Yeah.
with professional records. That's it.
Well, he's getting one now.
And I guess while we at it with boxing right now, I'm so sick of Terrence Crawford.
Oh yeah, I tried to tell y'all he was running from the smoke. That contract
I
been
can't
signed
defend-
since September.
I know that everybody want to get paid, but I can't defend that fight. Nobody even knows who this guy Bud Crawford's fighting,
And then he's fighting him on BLK.
which is dumb. And that is dumb.
Stupid.
I mean, he getting paid. If that's what he wanted, fine. But this was not the fight that we wanted to see.
They gave him everything he wanted. Did he? Every time you turn around, you disagree too. Oh, Crawford didn't like this. He didn't like that. You just let me know you're scared. You ain't gonna box him.
Now
Spence moving up.
Yeah, Spence said, "Well, if this fight's going to happen, he's going to have to come up to me now." And which I don't blame him because
Spence too big for 147.
hell yeah, man. Easily. Spence can walk around by 170, 160,
yeah.
170. At 170 would be pushing it for him. But I can't defend Bud anymore. I'm done with it. That was a boxing match that I wanted to see outside of Tank Davis and Garcia. That was the one that I wanted to see. I'm moving on now with it.
Okay.
Who is Tank fighting now?
They're supposed to be Garcia. They're not really saying nothing. Both of them.
Didn't they get into some stuff like
yeah, we talked about last week at the club.
Yeah, chain got stolen. Somebody threw a punch.
Ooh, the Yankees are down. Yeah. My fault. I just seen it come across my watch. My bad.
Anything else, Sports World?
Well, Deontay supposed to fight what? Ruiz.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's not going with the London boy.
It's really
Joshua.
It's up to him.
Really. Joshua ain't trying to fight. I think this is just determining who's going to
fight Tyson
get
Fury
Gypsy
next.
King again. So
Yeah.
Will people watch Wilder, him, and Fury 3 times?
It's
only because they're like the only big heavyweights.
I don't want to see it again.
But
I don't want to see
I don't
Fury
think people
kick.
care.
I don't want to see Fury
I don't think
kick
people care
Wilder's ass again.
at this point.
I mean,
Where do they book it to actually make money?
I don't know.
I mean, apparently there's a lot of boxing money, so people gonna watch it.
Yeah, somebody gonna pay for it.
But would you watch another Triple G versus Canelo fight?
No.
Nah,
See, it's like, yeah, I'm done.
When is this the next fight?
They already fought.
They fought, yeah.
17.
And Canelo actually looked like he was
He deserved to win.
Yeah, this one.
I won't say that.
happened.
Canelo won that fight.
First two was shaky. This one, it kind of like deaded all that now.
So I just don't want Canelo to go back to 175. He's pushing it.
He is?
No, he keeps on. The dude don't even want to fight him. The dude said it's not something important for me to fight him again.
Oh, wow. See, this is why I hate boxing sometimes. Man.
He said he beat him. He said, what's the point of me fighting him again?
Yeah. So he's pretty much at the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to pay Mayweather. Get Mayweather
Tough
back
shot.
in there.
Yeah, that was always tough.
Tough shot.
I think that's it.
So let's transition from boxing. Actually, we got a trailer for Creed 3. What y'all think about that?
look good.
Look good.
Look good.
Like
go back and
the
see.
boy bulked up.
And
And
I almost didn't recognize him at first.
I don't want to go. Fuck it. I'm already started.
Down a rabbit hole we go.
Michael B. Jordan
Uh-oh.
ain't the actor to me that people put him up there to be. I think he's just more of a nice face and girls like him. And yeah, but
Hollywood role.
he had a good role for that fit him in Black Panther 2. And to me that's been carrying him. But I think the boy I can't think of his name.
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors
Jonathan Majors.
gonna act
Gonna be
laps around him.
Yeah, he gonna steal the show.
I think he going
He gonna act laps
he's
around him
clearly
in the show.
I
in
mean,
this
he on a
movie.
roll right now with a lot of stuff he's been doing. Yeah, so.
What was the cowboy movie we watched?
Oh, Harder They Fall.
Harder They Fall.
Yeah. And I look at it and I'm like, damn, you know what? Certain stuff I can't see Michael B. Jordan doing. Like, I don't think he could be in Harder They Fall. The boy from Atlanta that was in there, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
Yeah.
And I'm start looking at Michael B. Jordan. I'm like, what the fuck can I see Michael B. Jordan doing? Creed in a superhero role.
They said give him roles with no shirt on.
I mean, you
Beefcake.
didn't like Football Station?
Fruitvale was good. And I think it was good because of the story it told and because Michael Kugler. And there's a lot of factors that played in it. But when I look back at Michael B. Jordan playing it, was he that?
What about Just Mercy?
I never watched it.
That's actually good.
But when y'all came in here and said Brie Larson's movie, I could already understand that he didn't do that good.
He just said she
y'all
was
can't-
in there.
Nah, he said the movie with Brie Larson. And I said, what movie with Brie Larson? Oh, you mean Michael B. Jordan's movie? And so that must have meant
that's petty.
So that must
Not to watch a
meant
movie.
that Brie Larson did a better job because that was the first name that came to mind. But
he was good in that.
Y'all think, I'll just say this. Y'all think Michael B. Jordan's better with working with Ryan Coogler or him branching out?
With Ryan Coogler.
Yes, I think he's better working with a director that can give him good direction and a story that helps his character. But I don't think he can pull out certain things and act.
All right.
I just don't see him.
All right,
doing
now I got one
Is
other
it
question.
because he hasn't been tested yet?
Maybe that's it. Maybe he needs to expand his range into something I've never seen before.
That's why I was great. Now that's great leading to what I'm going to say
I
now.
never saw that. You talking about
How do y'all think? How you feel about him directing this?
I'm okay.
We'll
with
see.
it.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, the trailer.
Right now, he got a good cast. Right now, he got a good cast, a good premise from the trailer.
Good story.
You know, it's giving me it's really giving me Rocky 3.
I was gonna say Rocky 5.
I'm Rocky 3 vibes. Rocky 3 is my favorite Rocky movie.
The
Clubber
Rocky
Lang?
For Clubber Lang.
Clubber Lang, yeah.
Come on, Because he's just giving you that vibe. You got this champion, you know, he's got comfortable in his in what he is, you know, and got this young, hungry monster ready to knock your head off. I got to go back and watch 2 though. I still haven't seen.
They got him in the trailer looking like Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really look at him, I mean, the way how he was
But
walking.
even then, without him being over exertly angry in the trailer, you can kind of sense anger within him, right?
Well,
he was calm in most of the trailer, except for a certain, like one scene where he was yelling. But for the most of the trailer, he's been calm, but you can tell there's something in him that he got resentment in him. He got anger in him.
He gonna wear him out.
Exactly.
I just
And
wanna
that's
know
what
why
I
he went
can't.
to jail. That's the one thing.
And that's what I don't think Michael B. Jordan can do that. I just think it's
Gotta
certain
give
things you got to get from a surface level from him.
Just watch Just Mercy, man. You'll just think differently.
It was good. I mean, Just Mercy was good, though.
I'll watch it. And
They kind of show why he went to jail, kind of.
They did?
It looked like a robbery
it
or
looked like
something.
something like that. Michael B. Jordan.
No.
with him.
I'm talking about.
Oh.
You remember when Creed was in jail and he was
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
with his family?
yeah, and everybody was like, Creed.
I'm trying to figure out what he did to go there. That's curious to me.
yeah.
Backstory, long-term booking.
Looks good.
Well, we'll see how it turns. When does that come out? This year?
3.
Yeah.
Next year.
March 3rd.
March
Yeah.
3rd?
Yeah,
Okay.
we
And also Jonathan Majors, like you said, he just on another level anyway.
And that's what I'm feeling. And we'll talk about this in a little bit. But somebody brought up a good point years ago is that Aldous Hodges should have got the respect that Michael B. Jordan gets, but he never got it.
he just
and-
hasn't had that project yet.
I
Could've been,
think his
but
time
he's
is
been
coming.
putting in work.
He's been. I think some of his stuff is. I think he ready to come down.
He got that show on Showtime with Kevin. Is it Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he got work in
House
for
of
years. For years.
No,
He's been
no,
putting
no.
Mayor or something.
Man,
It's
I
something.
know what you're talking about. Though.
Then he had the movie about Brian Banks. Did you watch that? What was that called, Jules?
Oh crap! I can't remember.
That's
But I
a
know.
good movie.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he
he's
was
been,
real good
He's
in
been
that.
in a couple things. So you're like, dang, you know what? He was in that. And you
He
kind of
was-
forgot about him.
He was the best part of Visible Man.
Yeah, he was
the
good
best
in
part of
that.
that.
He was good in that. And
He on a low. I think his star is starting to blossom. I think now.
yeah, but I feel like I don't know how old he is, but I feel like he
might be in
lost
his
a lot of
30s.
years.
He might be in his 30s.
I feel like he might be older. See, on the low, he
Google
may be.
know.
Hold on. let's
Google
see.
no.
He may be low key in his 40s now,
You know-
but
you know his
he been
brother-
out for at least over a decade. I seen him a long
He
time
was
ago.
on this one show that I used to watch back in the day on
Yeah.
TNT. I can't
from a
remember.
long time ago. I remember
his
him.
brother is the guy from The Purge, the black dude from The Purge movies.
Alright.
The one that was in the,
The
very
older
first-
guy.
the one that was in the first one.
Oh yeah,
the first one.
Aldous Hodges. He's
Let me look.
He's 36.
Yeah,
36.
I knew he
Damn.
was a young
Okay,
man.
I thought he was older. But
No,
all right.
he's
Yeah, that's the show. Leverage. That's what.
Leverage.
That's
Yeah,
what
he was on Leverage back in the day. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I remember that. He was the smart guy. He was a smart character.
I think he's going to get better. I think now, since he's gotten a little bit of exposure with Black Adam, he may start getting a little bit more heavier roles now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was good in that though.
But the good thing about Hollywood, I feel like Hollywood, you can always be older acting still.
Oh yeah, without
Like
a
you
doubt.
still,
Yeah.
like you still looking at guys like Denzel and I mean, they're not
Harrison
young,
Ford.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
Yeah,
an actor.
he 80 years old, great playing Indiana Jones again.
Like, in
Play
Hollywood.
Red Hulk.
Favorite
In
franchise.
Hollywood. 40 years to be 20.
that seems crazy.
He'll be all right.
Yeah. Speaking of Harrison Ford, he got recasted as a Thunderbolt Ross in the Marvel Cinematic Universe after William Hurt passed away. I guess like 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Now? It's
Yeah.
been like a year.
Yeah, about 2 years. About 2 years,
maybe
I think.
2 years now. So it looks like Harrison Ford will be replacing him. Hopefully, we get that Red Hulk cameo in the Thunderbolts movie. But yeah, I can see that, and I guess it's more my point that
That's an interesting pick, man.
for the I'll just back on the Michael B. Jordan thing.
Zelda.
Yeah, people can go see it, and I saw some like concept art. It'll work. It'll work. He got the white grays right here,
Yeah.
and it'll work. I think it come down to if I'm Aldous Hodges now, what my career could have been if Michael B. Jordan never got Black Panther 2.
Oh my gosh.
and that's all I'm saying. It says what did, because I'm starting to think about black actors recently and just thinking about Black Panther coming out and certain other things. There's some
We got a lot of amazing talent, but
Yeah.
we're not getting put in a lot of
and that's where I'm
high-profile
kind of
things.
getting at is that
And
feel
the
like
stuff that
Chadwick
we
getting
get,
there though, man.
and the stuff we get is just like supporting roles, and the supporting roles that we get, we killing them. And I don't see how any like casting agent can't really like start putting us more in leading roles.
It's because it's Hollywood, man. They got that. They got this stigma to them. At least like the major studios have that.
well, fuck it. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start off non-spoiler first.
I thought we was going to go to wrestling.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
You know what?
It
We
was
got
only-
time. We got time. Let's go to wrestling.
there's
Let's go to
only
wrestling.
one big headline, really.
Let's go to wrestling. What happened this past week? Anything good? AEW was on a different schedule this week. It fucked me all up.
Tuesdays.
It fucked me all up.
That's how I missed it. 'Cause
I didn't
know
catch
it.
Yeah, and then I'm missing
That's
something
the
that
way
happened, and
everybody
I keep watching new clips pop up, and I'm like, when did this happen? So, oh man,
Hangman.
He got
I watched the replay. Hangman Adam Page caught this lariat and really got knocked unconscious, and maybe some other stuff. I don't know what the official diagnosis
Yeah.
came out.
he got a concussion. It wasn't-
Concussion?
Yeah, that was
Main
it.
event.
Whoo.
That was scary, man.
And so I guess they had to end the match
Yeah, they
early,
ended it.
and Moxley retained the championship. I don't know if that was the plan going forward, but now it looks like it's a Moxley versus MJF,
Well, now
which
he has
I
to
don't know
fight
where.
Penta now.
Who?
He has to fight Penta on Wednesday.
Yeah, he going to
Oh,
fight
Penta.
Penta.
really?
He gonna beat Penta. And I
that
hate
should
the
be-
way they do Penta.
That should be a good
man.
match, though.
It's gonna be because
They do
Penta
Penta
good.
and Phoenix dirty.
Yeah, because Penta good. Wrestling wise,
I think-
Penta is good.
I think they get ready to break up Death Triangle.
Oh yeah.
I think Pac about to be
By
heel.
itself.
Nah, he gonna be with old boy. Who is it? Rush, right? Rush keep helping him.
Oh yeah.
And,
The
I think-
boy with
Cause what's the name going is
the button up.
Andrade.
Andrade.
Is,
Andrade at home.
is Charlotte Flair's husband still there?
Nah, he at home. Bro.
Mr. Flair.
Ain't hold up. No. Bandito. That's Bandito.
Bandito.
Hey, Dito ain't do nothing yet.
I'm glad, man.
Because now with Andrade doing that, they said Bandito kind of just went silent.
He
Guess
ain't
he gonna follow his brother.
Yeah. But I feel like when I watch SmackDown, they got a Andrade clone. group
Yeah,
now.
yeah, they do.
Man,
You saw it, right?
Yeah, they do.
do not disrespect.
I don't know these
Escobar,
motherfuckers.
don't disrespect.
Who is it?
Escobar.
Was
Is
it,
that, you talking about Escobar?
I was like, who
Is that his name?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You doing Santino?
I turned on the TV. I was like, how did Andrade get out of his contract?
Y'all tripping.
Is that his name? I don't know them.
They don't look nothing alike.
Andrade Jr.
Bro, he coming in with the button up
He
with the
was
slick back
supposed
hair.
to be.
That's Andrade. Look, bro.
What Brian just said.
That's who Andrade was supposed to be.
What's that group called again? I like their name. I can't remember.
What's the name of the group?
Legado de
Fatisma.
Fantasma.
Los Del
Yeah.
Fuego?
Bless you.
Del something.
There you go.
Now I think people just saying Spanish words. You over here like burritos, tacos, enchiladas,
I
El Fuego. Like, come on.
That was one. I don't know.
but
I'm black.
To Mari's point,
I think I saw a table start fluting.
Jules, you took Spanish just like I did.
I did. I didn't learn a damn thing.
but
I know Ocho.
It was like enchilada.
I know Ocho. What was it, Ocho?
Acho.
And this is sad because it is Hispanic.
It was.
And-
I'm so sorry.
in September.
Oh, it's September.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, sorry.
You months-
Sorry.
you
Lo
Yeah, we back to the
Lo
ignorance.
siento.
We back to the
Lo
ignorance.
siento.
Yeah, this
Lo
Ocho's the
siento.
end.
And
Bonito.
the ignorance going to continue until they get Black History Month out of February. 'Cause that's disrespectful shit.
28 days. We'll go to
Yeah.
Nah, it's just the fact that it's cold. Damn, good shot.
Yeah, damn, that is a good shot. Yeah, how do we get like 28 days?
I just don't. Even if it was all or whatever other month that could have been. Well, there's no other
They
month.
could have gave us June.
June should have been our month.
They gave us 29 days a year. You
And
know, we
Juneteenth.
get 28 in February and then one in June. Which all
But
black
even
people should be
then,
paid
we got to
for.
share June with another cause, and I just feel like June should have been our month. Yeah, we like hot weather. We got Juneteenth.
And you know, we damn sure barbecue.
Exactly. But I digress. What else happened wrestling?
Talk about Punk.
CM Punk.
There you
Yeah.
go, Jules. Go ahead.
I guess I don't like reading dirt sheets and all that other shit, but apparently the rumor, I guess that's floating, is Triple H is apparently trying to bring Punk back on a part-time schedule. Interesting.
And that's if he can get out the contract.
He's
with
getting
AEW.
brought out.
Well, he's
But-
apparently getting bought out now. So
But
that's the word.
But the funny part is everybody's like, he's so toxic, nobody wants him. No, WWE wants him.
And so I was listening to
I
Jim
think they'll
Cornette, maybe
correct him.
Jim Cornette. He was kind of talking about the
Can't
whole
listen to him all
situation.
the time, though.
I am starting to lean towards CM Punk's side of the story, where I think CM Punk was the one that was bold enough to address issues and say certain things about AEW that, that little Good Boys group had a
That
thing.
they were masking.
Correct. And that other people were already trying to say, but afraid to be as bold as CM Punk was.
And I think it started more so when Cody Rhodes was saying something.
Correct.
And then
I just think he's seen.
And so
he's seen
Jim
a lot.
Cornette was saying that other people have been saying exactly what CM Punk has been saying. However, CM Punk has been blatant and open and during shows addressing it when, other people would do it, behind closed doors. CM Punk was like putting it in people's faces and then addressing certain things in certain forums where he shouldn't have. But I can see where this escalated. At first, I was like, y'all acting like little kids. But now I can kind of see where this kind of escalated at.
I was about to say, yeah, because this is coming out now, and it's making Omega and I guess the Bucks look hella bad right now.
Well, it's looking like
He's
AEW
looking hella bad right now.
is also kind of poorly managed, and
What's the name? Got to stop being a friend. I kept telling people
that's-
that.
I think that's what it came
that's
down
what
to.
everybody's saying.
No, but okay, I see y'all's point of that, but also at the same time, it's like, what did people expect? Because it was the Bucks and Omega and Hangman, the ones that like put it together. Like it
And
was-
Cody, don't forget that.
and Cody, like it's been their thing since the rip. So it's like, how can you come in there and then be like, oh, you guys are only doing this? I mean, of course they're going to, because they the ones that started it. I mean, granted, you needed somebody to come in there and challenge the system. Yeah, that's why CM
But
Punk.
even then,
he's
it was certain things that CM Punk was saying that was rubbing him wrong. So he would keep getting asked about the situation with the boy. They say he kept
Cabana.
trying to get fired. And he's saying, y'all keep asking me this. I'm not bringing it up. But for every time I come to these interviews, oh, what's your name here? What's your name? You want to say this? Da, 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 da.
Well,
I never said anything about Coco Cabana. He said, look, I stressed it way back when, but every time I come somewhere, somebody's saying I'm saying something about Coco Cabana. I did not say that. But I do.
tired of hearing that,
But-
too.
And he was
But
saying,
apparently-
look, this is what happened with me and Coco Cabana. I got the text messages, I got the phone calls. This is what I offered him. This is what he said, and that's the end of it. But I'm tired of coming here. This is exactly what he said. We could pull up the interview. He said, I'm tired of coming in here talking about child shit
What they
when I'm
think-
just working.
And what's the name came out and said it? Like Tony Khan came out and said,
Yeah.
"Yo,
And he was
Punk
pissed
had
off.
Nothing." He
And
said,
Punk was pissed off
He
about
said, He said Punk had nothing to do with me moving him to ROH.
What they're thinking happened is I guess the Bucks and Omega were trying to basically sabotage. This is just what being reported. I don't know.
They were being.
They were the ones basically lowball
And this
putting
is what
out
I'm
a
hearing.
false narrative
And that's what Jim
about
Cornette-
everything
yeah.
with CM Punk. And now everybody that was thinking Punk was a problem. Only problem they saying that should have been addressed was him and Cabana from the rip. But they're thinking that Omega and them was probably feeling threatened because you got a guy in there that's basically telling them about their shit.
But they have been begging Punk since they started AEW to get there.
Yeah, they begged him.
But
and
he
then
got there, right?
That's the thing.
He got
And then
there.
they also said that Punk told them he wasn't going to come unless they had a crowd. He didn't want to come
He
during the
don't come during
pandemic.
COVID, yeah.
Because he said
Oh,
he
okay.
he said that he
Oh,
wouldn't.
I can
did
understand
say
that.
that.
I can understand
He
that.
said that he wouldn't. That he
Didn't
didn't
wanna
want to
do
come
that
because he
old-
wanted.
yeah.
No, he wanted to get that
Yeah,
pop,
I can
that
see
eruption.
that. I
yeah.
can see that. I can understand
But
that.
yeah.
And they kind of and they also cater to Punk because they always go to the cities that he's a major player in. Like when's the last time they've been anywhere other than like Chicago, Philly, or somewhere like that? Like they don't go to these other places where they do watch wrestling. They book WWE. They don't go to those places because they know they're not going to sell the arenas out.
But
I think at this
Even
point,
with
though,
CM Punk, they
Punk's
wouldn't
a
they
pop
wouldn't sell him
everywhere
out.
though.
I think just because of what
But do they go to like somewhere in South Dakota and even with
I don't
CM
think
Punk
anybody goes
now,
anywhere in South
They
Dakota.
do. They book them because
WWE?
From there. Yeah, Lesnar's from over there.
Yeah, maybe WWE, but
So
AEW
that's
not
what I'm
booking.
saying.
AEW not booking South Dakota
Why not though?
because their numbers are not their
They're
stadium
more of an East
size.
Coast
Yes,
company
for one, but their
That's what
stadium
makes- that's what-
sellouts are not the size of WWE yet.
That's what makes Punk look good is because they go to places that they know that they're gonna pop for him.
But WWE
They
is
can't-
going
they gotta
to
make
major stadiums. But the AEW still filling out the smaller BC level stadiums. They're not at that level yet.
I just think they should. They
So
have.
why
they have
spend
enough,
money and then turn out to be Jake Paul?
yeah, that is true.
You can't do it.
I
You
mean,
can't
but
do it.
like I said, it's all like hearsay stuff. I mean, more is coming out now about all of this, basically saying that they kind of like try to sabotage him once they start finding out. He's just saying like, y'all, you're
Hey.
screwing some of these guys over.
Tavon, we want to run back the tapes where we go back to those episodes where we talked about this, and I said what it was looking like.
I'll try
it
to
was.
find it. I'll try to find it for
We're
you.
gonna
And I-
we're gonna do
and
one
I'll
of-
cut the clip
rewind,
into the
you cut it
video.
in, just
I'll
put it in a
cut the
little
clip
corner.
into here. We'll make a
I was
little.
like, it was. I said it was the fucking elite, but yeah, it is what it is. But on a side note, I don't know if I want to see Punk back in WWE because the only match I wanted for him in WWE was Triple H. Like I wanted that match.
They had
I
Nah,
wanted
fuck
that
that.
match.
Styles got to put them hands on him, Doug. Fuck that. I don't want to hear that, Doug. Styles got to put them hands on him.
Styles don't even like him.
that may be the next
That's what
locker
makes it
fight.
so better.
better. Yeah.
And you know what? If Hunter pulls that off and signs him, he's basically saying like, look, at the end of the day, this is going to be a cash business.
Yeah.
So, you know, him coming back there, period, is going to be a bigger deal minus what's going on with
Lock
AEW
on
right now.
there.
It's going to be a hurt in towards AEW.
Oh, that's going to be
AEW has to
that's going to
make
be a
sure-
KO blow for sure.
They
Not
might,
only-
they might get AJ Styles in the crosshairs though, because he might be like, I'm out of
I
here. I don't want to
think
work
I
with
think
him.
they may have to try to reconcile with CM Punk just so
Well,
that
they let us
WWE. I know.
But
I know.
you know,
It'll be interesting.
but you know what? If he come back to WWE, they owe him that Mania main event. I don't care what nobody say. They owe that man that fucking.
He'll
that
get
main
it.
But
event.
who would it be against?
I don't know, but you owe him that main event.
I mean, I have somebody in mind. You know, the two of them threw shots at each other.
Who?
Roman.
Okay. I mean, that's probably what they would do.
For some
Either
reason,
that or you give
yo,
him
for
Cody.
some reason, I just want to see Walter chop him. This
But
chop.
hold on, hold on.
But do we serve up?
I got a
Roman
question.
Reigns on the platter like
Hold
that?
on, hold on. I got a question about
At least not on the mic.
I got a question about CM Punk deserving the main event. As far as I can remember,
Night one.
CM Punk had one good year in WWE, and that was 2011 after the pipe bomb.
You didn't like his stuff with Hardy and Taker?
I don't remember none of it.
He had a good one with Taker.
Straight Edge Society was the hottest thing on SmackDown before they decided to go ahead and put that fire out. Straight Edge Society when they fired Serena, took away Fest, took away what's
See,
her name?
I'm a matches guy more so of a talking guy, and
The Hardy match.
I used to like CM Punk a lot, like especially before he went to WWE. That's like I was watching Ring of Honor mostly before all the WWE stuff. So I was into him then, but then I'm like, okay, he was wrestling with guys that was like on that level with him, and then I see him going to WWE, and I don't remember any of his matches. Like one of his most memorable matches to me was when he fought Danielson at Over the Limit.
That's my favorite one.
Like that match, and then some stuff after that I remember. But prior to all that, like his ECW run, ask me I couldn't tell you.
CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio, Capital Punishment.
I don't remember
that match was crazy.
I don't remember none of that.
That's the one where Punk was on that he lost every pay-per-view. Every pay-per-view. That was before the night before he came out, said what he said about Cena. That was when what's the name went for the 619. Punk grabbed him, pulled him through the ropes. I was like,
I do remember he had a thing getting ready to happen with that guy who did that thing in Atlanta, and then they changed it up and had him fighting John Morrison.
He who shall right.
Shit.
I do remember.
We can't say his name.
We
can't say his name.
Who is Benoit? He was supposed to have that match with Benoit.
That was his next.
That was the next feud that was coming for that ECW championship.
But I personally don't remember. And I just read an interview when Rob Van Dam was talking about CM Punk, and he said that he gave him props for stepping up and being like a leader and whatnot. But it's like I don't like his matches. I don't really.
And then he had the best match on the Mania 29 card. I ran back, watched that match with Undertaker.
Yeah, the Undertaker CM Punk, I remember the most.
I don't even remember that.
That match was crazy. That was the one when Punk did the. He had Taker on the table. Right? He did the elbow out of the ring.
Oh, not was it in New York?
Yeah,
Jersey.
I thought the one where Seth Rollins beat Brock was the first year they was in New York. That's not. That's the second time now.
They was in California.
When Rollins came out there and beat Lesnar the first match, remember? It was the year before COVID.
Nah, that wasn't the first time because they had one in Jersey.
That was the first time.
They had one in Jersey years ago, and maybe The Rock.
So who fought besides Punk and Undertaker on that one you talking about?
Nobody remembers.
It was The Rock and
It was The Rock.
Cena.
Rock and Cena.
Hunter and Lesnar.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hunter and Lesnar had fought on that.
And what's the name too? Del Rio and Swagger.
Yeah.
But Swagger was that's what it was. Swagger was supposed to beat him, and he said, and he got a DUI in Mississippi.
Got a little lit.
And I think Punk was actually supposed to go over. I feel like that was the original plan. Like they had the whole graphic with the 20 and the Punk fist, the 20-1. And I think once Paul Bearer passed away,
they had to give it to him.
It became a memorial match to Paul Bearer. I was like, once he passed away, I said, really?
And he dipped off right after that, right? Wasn't Punk going after that?
I think he hung around for a little bit.
Yeah, he was there till the Rumble.
Beginning of next year,
Yeah, he was there till the Rumble. And we all know what happened after the Rumble.
Triple H said he took your ball and went home.
But me, honestly, like I think that whole thing, like Triple H to me seems like he's been different since that situation.
Learn from your mistakes.
I think because right after Punk left, he started signing all those guys from the Indies and making them rock stars. Like he even had Austin Aries, who no one liked, made him looking like a star until he kept getting injured.
I liked Austin Aries.
Austin Aries.
So I mean, I don't know, but back to CM Punk.
Who was that other dude?
I need more.
Am I thinking about Cody Rhodes?
More out of him in the ring.
Am I thinking about Cody Rhodes? No.
Whoa.
There's a dude that used to do a backflip splash off the ropes, and he caught the RKO.
Evan Bourne.
I forgot all about him.
I mean, Matt Sydal. I'm sorry, Evan Bourne. Matt Sydal.
Is he still? He's still.
I haven't seen him in a minute.
He's still in AEW.
That's my boy.
AEW.
He was?
Yeah, he's still there.
I feel like he's probably a trainer.
His brother
or
there, yeah. He
Probably.
mostly trains now.
Yeah, that was my boy.
He'd be on the TV every
He
once in a
caught that
while.
RKO nasty.
What was the name of that?
I just like the flips, and I like that RKO he caught.
What was the name of him and Kofi Kingston tag team?
Airborne.
Airboom.
Yeah.
Airboom.
That sound like a sneaker from Payless.
That sound like
these
cool
air
words.
booms on,
Do
man.
that to them, man.
All right, we got to move on because we getting close.
Oh, and the RIP was about 2 weeks ago. The one girl,
Oh,
The
Sarah
one girl
Lee.
passed, Sarah Lee.
Sarah
She
Lee.
was
No
tough
one
enough.
tough enough. Yeah.
She wasn't tough enough a couple years back.
She wanted the
over
season where
Mandy?
DeVille and Manny Rose was on.
Damn.
And she
It was
passed
someone
away.
else.
And she stepped away. Yeah, they ain't said what happened to her yet, though.
Yeah, she was young. R.I.P.
Yeah, Mama.
Thoughts
she,
and prayers to her family, friends, fans.
she had 3 babies at that, man.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
I didn't know she had any
Yeah,
kids.
she had 3.
She's married to the
young
guy that
kids.
used to team with
Ooh, she was in great
Buddy
shape
Murphy.
too. Now you wouldn't know she had any kids. Not that
If you see her Instagram
West Blake.
pictures,
Yeah, West Blake.
she looks like she's still in shape. So I don't know what happened, man. But yeah, definitely prayers to her and her family. Man.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to everybody here. All right. I got the Mad Dog in me. So
Now, are we talking now? If we talk spoilers, we apologize.
look, we're gonna start
Now
right
you gotta
now.
give everybody a week like
I
you
feel
did
like,
Halloween.
that
We
thing just
gonna-
came out like 3
Are we
weeks
gonna
ago.
do a spoiler episode?
No.
'Cause
No.
we ain't never talk about.
We never
Thor,
go
we
back,
Never talk
right.
about none of
So
that stuff.
let's all right. How y'all want to do? Y'all want to start off with a non-spoiler first, and then go into a spoiler later, or do you just want to
We might
make
well
sure
just-
we come back to it next week?
Just come
We can
back.
make sure we come
You gotta
back.
give
to it.
people a week.
All right, let's just give our opinions on it, and then we'll go back
All
to
right.
it next.
I wasn't impressed.
Do non-spoiler.
All right. So who want to start this?
All right,
Let's start with Cap.
And we're talking about Black Adam, the movie starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
No, this is Jules, baby. We'll let Jules go first.
I'll put it like this. I told Tavon this before we already got together. My problem with watching Rock movies is I always see The Rock or I always see Dwayne. And that's not a bad thing. He's a charismatic guy. I mean, he goes all out for his performances in his movies. I mean, I'll give him that. This is the first time I actually watched him play a character that was comic accurate to who he was actually going to be playing for once. I'm not saying the movie is good or great. I'm just looking at how he played. It is it's a good movie. It had its problems, but I walked out with it. I had fun with it. I like what he did. I'm kind of excited, nervous, excited to see where the future is going to go with it.
Corey.
Oh no, I'm wait, Brian.
Okay. Brian.
Nah, go ahead. Or Jason.
Go
one of
ahead,
y'all.
Jason.
We all gonna have pretty much the same opinion, so you might as well go
I-
now.
I wasn't impressed.
Oh, you know what? You should have went first because you were the one that was talking about
So-
you wanted it to tank.
All right. So here we go. I have two tales for this movie. Okay. I have a tale of as an audience member and just going to see a movie. I enjoyed it. Just going to see a movie, seeing action, and was it sufficient enough for me? Yes. The other tale of me is the direction for DC, comic book accuracy, and the plot, or how the movie progressed. The part of the worst of all that to me is how the movie progressed. I thought the story was too easy. Certain parts, especially in the beginning, the way it progressed was just a dumb movie. There were certain things that happened, and you'd be like, okay, it was just like that. Oh, okay. Okay, so here we are now. Okay. All right. Everything just progressed like a 2000 movie. And I felt like we're further along than that right now in the world of comic book movies. Comic book accuracy, I can argue because there's. Now I'm a nitpick, but there's certain things I liked. Aldous Hodges. I liked Aldous Hodges as Hawkman.
He stole it.
I think they need to give
His
him.
own thing.
He
He
got-
needs
he
either be in
definitely
other
needs his
stuff
own.
or his own thing. Correct. And I think he's good enough to warrant his own. But even if they don't think he's a bigger name actor, he should be brought in for other stuff. Even if they do a JSA movie, I'm cool with the cast. Most of the cast, I think, Pierce Brosnan
Dr. Fate.
was good as Dr. Fate. I didn't like 100% Dr. Fate. The way they had him, there was, and it's not really a spoiler, but the way they just had him willy nilly going like this, all the movie is not Dr. Fate. It's not, and this is just me being critic of the comic now. My main gripe with the movie, though, is how the story progressed and how dumb the story progressed without real challenge. I get why we're here. We're here to see how badass The Rock is. That's my fourth gripe. The Rock rocked this movie, and I don't mean it in a good way. The Rock has a thing I'm starting to notice, and I like The Rock. And it's hard for me to argue this now.
Listen, Vin Diesel.
He bullies his way into Hollywood and in the storyline. And I am interested when I say about the direction. When do we get this Superman versus, and that's been out because he outed the movie before he even let the movie drop.
And that pissed a lot of them executives off.
Yeah, I really.
Who is going to lose?
that.
Who is going to lose between Superman and Black Adam? We all know it should probably be Superman, but The Rock is going to rockify the movie and somehow make it be a draw or a way or a way to make it seem like he did not lose, where something else happens in between the fight, and he's going to bully his way in this character into certain roles probably, and I don't like the direction. I think it's going to be forced. I think the story was forced, and I think what they're going to go forward is going to be forced money grabs when they have an opportunity to make Shazam a better movie. Yep. They even said that the Black Adam was almost going to be in Shazam 1, and the way that he got released is how the way the Seven Deadly Sins, or the Seven Sins had got released, that all of them got released at the same time. And that was going to be the Black Adam's introduction into how he came back. This, again, for the movie that it was, if I'm going to see an action movie, I enjoyed it. The plot was not there. And I don't know how many more action movies it's going to be before we get burnt out and start saying this shit suck again. That's all I'm saying.
You know, that's a fair argument, but my counter argument was I went in there, my expectations for it was really low. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was like, okay. I like some of the stuff that what he did. I'm going to argue, I kind of think splitting it up from two films for him was the best thing that happened.
So what's the other film?
Well, it was supposed, like you said, he was supposed to be in Shazam.
Okay.
Then you have Black Adam's getting out there. If they would have did the Seven Deadly Sins and just had him in there in the first Shazam movie, it would just been him there just at the end. I kind of see he wanted to get Adam's origin out first, but the character Adam, period, has got a jaded history. So they basically took the best of each incarnation.
They put bits and pieces from the New 52, the original.
Yeah, because he started off in the suit,
right,
as the original, and then
the New 52 story gave him, it was somebody else that he stole it from, or it wasn't even his son, it was like his nephew.
Yeah, but they did some switching up on it. Some of it I can understand why. I guess they. Oh God, am I going to spoil it?
Go ahead.
If you're gonna spoil it, then.
I'm trying to find a way on saying it. They had one character in there that changed, and I guess that was basically like a narrative point. So it could basically, you could see why Adam was relating to the one character in general.
Okay,
that's the way I took at it. Overall, I think it was a step up for them because I like a little bit of grit with my comic films. If you're going to use a character what they're intended what they're intended for, use them for what they're intended. They were pushing some boundaries with him with his kills.
Was that the movie though? That was the movie. Was The Rock killing? That was Black Adam.
Well, that's the character that
I think you don't even need to say more. Just say what was Black Adam? The Rock killing a bunch of normal power people, non-powered people.
But that's my point on it. God, see, I'm waiting for we do the spoiler thing, and then I'll go a little further in it.
Just put a pin in it.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, I walked out with it satisfied. I think they're kind of getting their stuff together a little. They still got a lot of work to do. I mean, don't get it twisted. They got a lot of work.
Okay.
To go on now. I'm kind of excited to see what's going on because at least they're at least trying to do something now instead of them just throwing everything. They're trying to. It looks like they're doing a reboot, or I wouldn't say reboot, or more of a reset right now.
And that's what they're saying, is that he's supposed to be the beginning of the new DCEU era, right? Even though they're not changing everybody out, but he's going to be the beginning of what we're going to become to know as a new
folks
DC.
got a right to be nervous. I mean, because their track record was. Well, I mean, we didn't talk about it ad nauseum to this point, so I'm not even going to get into it. But they kind of are at least getting an idea on the characters that they're starting to use, and maybe having a little bit more respect for them now.
We'll see.
I mean, like I said, it's a big if right now. So I'm thinking right now, I'll judge more when we see Aquaman and when we see Flash, and then I think basically we can really start seeing where they're going to go from there with it.
What do you rate the movie out of 10?
I'll give it out of 10. I will give it a 7. Maybe because I'm giving it a 7 because I was entertained by it.
Okay. Who wants to go next? Brian, Jason.
I'm gonna get my rating out the way first. I'm gonna say 8.5. I didn't have a problem with it. Like, I mean, it had those issues here and there. Every movie does. I like Jules. I went in not expecting too much. I went in like not getting amped, not getting hyped. Just gonna see how this movie is. Hopefully, it's good. It surpassed my expectations. I had a good time. I think there was a good mix of the action. The comedy wasn't super hokey, but it was funny, and it was in place. And because I'm a dark, brooding Zack Snyder guy. Like, I like that dark. We ain't gotta have no jokes in this movie, but the jokes in Black Adam fit. Like, it fit into it, and it's like it wasn't hokey. It just kind of fit. And you're like, that's funny.
It wasn't forced.
Yeah, it wasn't forced. It was like on the slide, but the action was great. I liked where they were going with his whole thing. I'm not a hero, and that was what I was getting from the movie, that he keeps trying to tell them, I'm not a hero. I do these things, but I'm not a hero. And the things he ends up doing, he does this, he does that, but you also find out why he does it. Fancy himself a hero. There's a reason why he doesn't think he's a hero, which ties into the powers and where they came from.
Go ahead. I don't want to cut you off. Sorry.
I mean, no. And then, I really, like, the only thing, honestly, I have two things I wish. I wish maybe he had the pointy ears. maybe he had the pointy ears. I was kind of missing the pointy ears, and I wish I did not know about the cameo, cameo that we know about.
Correct.
I mean, we all know about it, but I wish I didn't know about it. But
The world knows about it.
But
man.
the man put it out there.
He went and said it before.
Yeah. But even knowing about it was still dope. Like, the crowd still was like, oh,
yeah,
yeah.
The
only thing, and I was mad about Brian. I saw with Brian and Mike and Derek. Shout out to Derek Dealer. We see you. They cut the lights, like when the movie ended.
Yeah.
They cut the lights on as the credits were on, so we got the whole post-credit scene with the lights on. Like, we could still see, but it wasn't like that. You're sitting in the theaters. You get a really, really good, vivid look at it. But
yeah, they got us on that one. I'm gonna have some money back for that.
yeah, right. But yeah, I mean, I had a good time. I'm not expecting any Oscars from it. It gave me what I needed. It actually puts me in a positive place with DC, because I love DC, but I've been very indifferent to it lately. I've been like,
Would you watch it again?
Me and Brian was walking out. I was like, yo, I'm definitely going to see that again. And it's been a minute since I've seen the movie twice.
Okay.
I think last movie I watched multiple times in theaters was
Crazy Rich Asians.
Nah, it was after Crazy Rich Asians. It was actually
that's the only one I remember.
A Star Was Born. I saw A Star Was Born.
Yeah.
I saw A Star Was Born 4 times.
Yeah, nah, but Crazy Rich Asians got the most from you, though.
Yeah, like Crazy Rich
About
Asians. I saw it 7 or 8 times.
Yeah, it's like 8.
It's a great movie.
Damn.
You should put them in part 2.
No, right. And nobody got me the DVD that for Christmas. That was crazy. I said, somebody gonna get me this DVD. Nobody. Thanks, Mom.
Did you watch it again, Taylor?
Jeez.
Yeah, and I may watch it again.
That's why I'm gonna watch it again.
I may watch it again just to make sure my critique is where I believe.
I'm definitely going again to go see it.
Brian?
So.
It.
I'm definitely going again to go see it.
So.
So.
Is it my turn?
No, we that.
Y'all two left. Y'all two left.
Oh, when I go watch it again? Yeah. I'll watch it again.
Would you rank it?
I would give it a 7. Like I'm along the lines of the plot not being, up to snuff.
That wasn't bad.
And for the record, folks, Brian is a hard critic. when Brian likes something, I'm like, sometimes I watch movies and I watch Brian at the same time to see if he's reacting. I'm like, does he like it? He's kind of frowning. He didn't even laugh at that joke. Damn.
For me, yeah. It's the only reason why I'm so tough on movies is because I do them.
Yeah.
And I write them, and it's like I get these critiques because I submit myself everywhere. Professional, non-professional, and you kind of get this different feedback from everyone. Everyone likes things to be different. You know what I mean? They're projecting what they would do in your story instead of like what we're doing. Like, hey, this ain't what it's supposed to be. But nonetheless, yeah, I would give it a 7. It's definitely watchable again because it goes by so fast and it doesn't feel like it's an almost 2-hour film. But yeah, I like most everybody, I didn't go in there expecting for it to be as good as it was. I thought it was going to be a nice little placeholder until Wakanda Forever, and I still think it's going to be that. But The Rock, when it comes to The Rock, and you know that he signed on to do a movie before you even see the credits roll on that film, you know what you're gonna get. The Rock has he improved as an actor since Walking Tall? Yeah, he's leaps and bounds better than Walking Tall. But the fact that he sells, pretty much his muscles and his attitude is what brings people to the theater because he has a ton of bravado. And I think Black Adam was the perfect character for him to display that. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why, a lot of people are like, he was great. The audience reactions to it is great because we knew what we was going to get from The Rock, and this was like him turning the volume all the way up. Because until now, I can't think of a movie where he turned the volume up like this.
I will say that
I can't pick.
It was almost.
I don't mean to cut you
Hobbs.
I don't mean to cut y'all off, but
even more so than Hobbs.
It was more than Hobbs, yes. But I would say Hobbs be the closest to that bravado that he wants to give off.
And this is my other thing with The Rock. I just think his movies, some of them are a one-watch thing. And then that's it. It'll make all its money. I've never watched a Rock movie in the theater 2 times.
No, I watched the one where he was in the Brazil forest with the little.
Rundown.
That was good.
That was a good movie.
I'm serious. I've only watched
his strengths at the time because he was.
I watched Faster. Faster was my shit.
Faster.
Yeah, that was good.
Faster was on TV last week.
Again, that's kind of what you were basically saying. It's selling his bravado and it's selling his toughness.
Mm-hmm. And what was on last night on Nickelodeon? What was it? What's the one? Voyage Journey 2.
Journey to the Sun.
Journey 2 with my baby Vanessa Hudgens. So Vanessa Hudgens, if you watch this podcast, I just want to take this moment to say that I love you, and I'm not like I love you. Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to get that in. It was on.
I'm sorry. But yeah, but I think if you go into any Rock movie thinking that you're gonna get anything other than what you've seen, then you disappoint yourself anyway. And I'm glad that he was able to find the character, now that he could turn the volume all the way up on himself, so that we can get the full Rock experience. And I think that's what he got. That's what I wasn't looking forward to that, but I got it. But to me, the whole movie got stole by Hawkman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Hawkman's his presence, his body language, everything about him to me makes me want to watch the movie again.
I think that was the most enjoyable scenes out of the whole movie.
Even when he fought Black Adam, because I remember my biggest gripe when I first saw the trailer was when he caught his hammer, shot him, and he flew halfway across the screen, and I was like, okay, you're gonna do him like that in the trailer. How am I supposed to believe that he can do you any harm in this movie?
Right.
Then I watched the movie and I was like, if they would have just kept that out the trailer, I would be up here like, this was the greatest movie ever. I can't believe this. But I think what they did in that movie was also I commend The Rock on is that he showed that a team that people haven't seen before. He showed how even though you can put these guys together for the first time, they gelled well, and everybody played their part to their their strengths, and no one had to go above and beyond. The emotional beats they hit them, and then the parts where they had to be those comic book characters, they were doing it. So I give them that. I give them that. That teamwork excellence was in there. But Hawkman stole the movie. Dr. Fate number 2, and then The Rock is like third to them.
And that's how I probably rank it. And I like Dr. Fate.
And it was, hold on, one more thing. And I thought it was 100 times better than, what the hell was that? I heard some,
You heard that water spill?
sound like water spill. But I thought it was
Spider.
I thought it was 100 times better than Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and Love and Thunder. I thought it was leaps and bounds better than both of them.
Yeah.
Brian,
And those two, I will not watch again.
No, have Brian say. Brian came out the theater. He said something. You remember what you said?
Oh, I said that movie should have been what Multiverse of Madness should have been.
And
It should have been that.
I'm also going to commend The Rock on this too. He used a very diverse cast in this movie.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, a lot of them characters were it was a very mixed bag in there. The only white guy in it was Pierce Brosnan. Everybody else was.
It's
Not white.
And honestly, I didn't even know Kahndaq was like a real place in their world. Like I didn't know like it because
It's fake.
when they were talking about it, like I thought it was like I didn't know
They
it
made
was
it
like,
up for the movie.
Yeah, I didn't.
No,
Yeah, I didn't,
it's an
I didn't know
actual
that it
part.
was
Yeah,
like
kind of.
I didn't know it was like Gotham and Metropolis or something like that.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know that it was like that because when it was the present day, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
The first half of the movie almost put me to sleep. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But once it
And
got,
that story progression, it was just
it
as
was-
weird.
it
It
wasn't there.
wasn't paced well. It was everything was weird about it. And
when it comes to that kind of character, it's like how do you continue to make him interesting throughout the movie? To you want to build him as an anti-hero instead of making him the whole villain.
And I think that was the issue with letting the Rock. And again, there probably is not a better selection than that for the Rock. But because he rockified it, we had to let it be
You know what it
anti-hero
is?
instead of letting him lean into this full villain.
It's the way how he emotes. Like when like when he told him he was there. Now for me, it was all about Hawkman. He sold the scene for me. When he came up to him, he's like, "We're here to negotiate your surrender and all that stuff."
Don't give too much out.
They showed that in the trailer.
I know,
though.
yeah.
But when he was like, I don't do something and I don't kneel or something like that.
Right.
If he would have had like a different facial expression, something that showed him like, I can't believe he just asked me to get on my knees or tell me to surrender to you after I'd have been locked up for 5,000 years. Now, had he had a different facial expression, I'd have been like, oh, okay, this is about to get real quick.
Yeah, to me, it was just a portrayal of being badass.
But
And you know who? Yeah, Aldous Hodges definitely did.
Put it down in this, man. I will say
was
this.
the
But
A+
now that I
star.
think about this, The Rock, he's not the right skin tone, but he would be a good Lobo, where he can portray just being a badass bounty hunter, and Lobo likes fighting. He rarely takes L's. It's just obviously The Rock's black, but or whatever he claims. But
He claims both his races.
that's
Samoan.
arguable. That's arguable. When's the last time you seen The Rock have a black wife in a movie?
When was the last time he had a wife in the movie?
It's been a long time.
Or a female love interest?
Rampage?
No, it wasn't.
I ain't even gonna say it.
Well, no, he didn't.
That wasn't a love
What,
interest.
the Tooth Fairy movie?
I don't remember a movie where.
See,
he's
this is
not
the
like
thing.
a-
I watch Rock movies one time.
He doesn't have. And that's a different topic.
He had a love interest in
Game
that one where he
plan?
was
I don't know.
the game plan.
You had to
I
tell
think it
me.
was Game Plan,
You
right?
have to tell me.
Game
Maybe
plan. He had a love interest in it.
Was she black?
I'm actually gonna look this up then.
because all the other
why are we
movies I've
going that
been,
way?
it's been a while. It's been.
Why
I'm
we
just
doing that to him?
sorry.
Devon brought that one up.
But
It's
then
the Mad Dog. It's a
They mess
special
around,
place.
cast me in the movie. I might have a white love interest too. I love you, sisters. Not saying that I would not have a black love
Jason,
interest.
y'all need to stop.
Go ahead, bring Rihanna on. Give me Rihanna. Give me Ashanti. Ashanti. Also, I love you.
Before this go left.
Maya.
Ashanti posted some
Maya.
pictures.
that would be my cat. That's my
last
lead.
week.
Hold on. Before this go left.
You know, yeah, we gotta stop. All right,
Just
it's the Mad. It's a special place in jail waiting for you. I keep telling you that.
for the Black Adam, my closing statement is I think that this was the perfect movie for what The Rock is right now as an actor. I thought it was the perfect movie for him. I think he delivered. He delivered how he was supposed to have. And it's going to be one of those films that people are going to go see 3 and 4 times, like you said, to dissect it like hell. It's going to get ripped apart from the good to the bad to the in between.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes already did that.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like if you go on YouTube, all these different channels that get up their synopsis of it, they review and all that. All those stations, they're gonna keep going and keep going and keep going. That's why they're gonna have a nice little strong run. It's gonna make a ton of money. It's people going back to watch it to make notes on.
I see it this week and next week. It's definitely not getting $1 billion.
It's
500.
It's going to get a nice little run up until
it won't hit $1 billion.
What's the budget on it, Jules?
It won't hit $1 billion just because of what's coming
it's not
in 3 weeks.
That's
just what it is.
So DC's highest grossing movie is what Zack Snyder did, right?
I think it's Man of Steel.
I think it's Wonder Woman.
It might be
Wonder Woman.
$1 billion, yeah.
But he had his hand on that.
And Wonder Woman did have, to me, Wonder Woman still has the greatest action scene I've ever seen in any comic book movie. No Man's Land is the greatest.
When she crossed the field,
my God, the dialogue, the color palette. If I break it down like
it's
that,
saying Aquaman is 1.15 billion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Aquaman.
I just want to know
195 million.
who wasted.
Because
but it made
BVS grossed more than Wonder Woman. BVS, my favorite.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Saying it did.
BVS did 873 million.
Well,
Wonder Woman did 821 million.
I will stand on this until I have dementia. Batman vs Superman should be the #1 highest grossing movie ever made.
I agree.
They missed out on that one.
I agree.
I'm not even getting into that again.
Because they was not what, Brian?
What is your take on Black Adam? What is your take on Black Adam?
I'm gonna watch it again for a second. I liked it though; it was cool. Like I said, I liked it in Eldridge Hodge, and I really went for him and Pierce Brosnan because I like both of them.
Mm-hmm. I told Brian when Dr. Fate was talking about
but I did almost
in 100 years I haven't whatever. I was like, oh, so he been around 100 years doing this. We definitely got some material for them to make a movie for us.
And I do I do have another gripe with the movie. The parts that were supposed to have been like those gut wrenching emotional ones, they didn't hit. They didn't hit for me. Not a single one.
Because I think part of why is because the main motion of the movie was just give them that, and he delivered on the moments.
It was one time between Dr. Fate, an exchange between Dr. Fate and Hawkman, where it was there, but I think that because they switched it up into another action scene, I think that's what took it away. It was like you almost had me there. It was like, oh, you should just a little bit more.
And again.
Like I said,
I get it. Yeah, I can agree.
Those are the scenes I go back to watch movies for.
I agree with that.
All right,
because I like that feeling. I like that feeling it gives me.
So we're all in agreement. Basically, Aldous Hodges needs a.
Yeah. He has to get he has to be involved in another one or get his own.
I think both of them need their own.
Honestly,
I think Dr. Fate and
Dr. Fate too.
Hawkman.
Yeah. If they decided to do an older JSA storyline, I'll go see it. I'll definitely go see it.
Sure, you can even give me some backstory.
When I mean older, I mean
okay,
a backstory between them two in the previous JSA days before the other members came. I would definitely go see it without a heartbeat, without a second thought.
Start letting villains. To me, the villains are starting to become more popular with people than the actual hero. I said that earlier in the group. Like to me, like you said, the villain stole the movie for me.
Who's the villain?
Like how Dr. Fate and
Hawkman.
Who's your villain?
They weren't
who's your villain?
They were never the villains.
I mean, I took them as the villains.
Okay, so you took them as the.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like you know how they was
not the.
See, that's what Tavon's talking about. How the storyline is kind of.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying. Yeah,
it makes it convoluted because the whole trailer they sold them as something different.
But it's one part in there that I really.
I mean,
I don't want to say it, but too much. But
we'll save it till next week.
We'll save it. Just
so, but it's. I mean,
make sure you write it as a note.
I'm going to
don't forget.
And this is my gripe with it, and I think everybody, we probably all going to be on the same agreement on it.
But it wasn't.
I'll tell y'all off the camera though.
But it's not that dissimilar than freaking Batman versus Superman. Batman, we never looked at Batman as the villain. He came in to fucking wrangle in Superman and take him down.
Right.
And that's how I looked at it personally. I just looked at, you came in.
I'm just going to. We didn't talk about this at
Past
nauseam.
Brian and Mad
I'm
Dog.
just going to say that. I'll put it like this. All right, I'll put it like this. Where do y'all think they're going to go forward now?
I have no
I
clue.
think they're gonna force feed us.
I think
Black
Shazam
Adam.
2 is gonna have something. I gotta see that. Yeah, you don't feel it?
I'm not feeling
Yeah.
Shazam 2.
All right.
There's gonna be a
Sorry.
cameo at the end of Shazam
That's what
2.
I'm saying. That's why I feel like we're gonna.
However, I got a feeling we're gonna see Black Adam versus Superman in the not too distant future.
I want to see that, but I
Well, I
don't
hope
want
we
to.
don't
I
gotta wait
don't.
15
I don't
years
want
to
to.
do
I don't want to
this.
see I don't want to see Henry Cavill fight Dwayne Johnson in a manner that we've already seen before.
We're gonna get
I need
Henry
more
Cavill
creativity.
versus Dwayne The Rock Johnson. We're not gonna get Henry Cavill versus Black Adam. We're gonna get Henry Cavill versus The Rock.
But to me, the way how
And,
he
and it's going to be the same way
now
that
the way
him
how hold on
versus
now.
Vin Diesel been fighting.
But the way how he has been saying,
John Wall been going off, boy.
the way how he's
John Wall
like,
been going off.
putting Superman in in his interviews and stuff like that when he's talking about him. To me, is he sounding like he knows that the Superman character is
Bigger than that.
more likely to win that fight. The way how he's been saying these things.
I don't think The Rock is going to allow
I
himself to
think
take
he
that.
would.
Henry Cavill is a representative of his.
I think he would.
If he has that movie like that,
Remember-
he better make
remember
sure
the
it's
show.
Shit off.
When that movie comes out,
Mhm.
all right, we just got to remember to refer
Episode
back to
15.
this show, episode 15. But
I think it's going to be one of them ones that's going to be built.
I think
right,
we're going to get
hopefully.
a lot of
Well-
attention towards Black Adam and Superman going forward in the DCEU, and that is going to probably be their linchpins and
Why
how
not?
they're going to market. And honestly, I feel like certain balls are going to be dropped, and I feel like we're going to miss out on good opportunities to introduce great characters and great storylines. We're going to get a lot of action sequences, and people are going to be like, you know what? I almost fell asleep during that movie.
But you know, it's crazy. People complain about the route that you don't want them to take and the route that you want them to take. They complain about that with some Marvel films and some Marvel shows now.
Okay.
Like, what you're saying, like that's how they. That's
But
how they
where
did
we're
like
at,
Moon
where we're
Knight.
at in Marvel is not where we're at in DC.
Well, that's true, but then also at the same time, it's like it kind of fits that narrative. Like they haven't been. It's like Marvel got so comfortable that now they
They're
know people are going to
complacent.
come watch them. So they've been making them.
Again, I feel like Marvel got that leniency to do that at least for a year or two.
Well, they got 10 years in. Well, they got more than that. I just think Marvel's complacent right now. They haven't really.
We'll see in a couple of weeks. We'll have this discussion about the direction of Marvel. I can't make a decision until I see how Black Panther turns out to be.
I'll say this about Marvel, and I'll let it go to the next time. I think that when it comes to Marvel now, I think they already had like a certain plan in place without thinking they was going to buy the Fox characters. And once they bought the Fox thing, I think that changed their whole direction of thinking. To now, they like we can integrate these people
I think they're
into
gonna,
these films, but they still haven't figured out how to do it.
I
yet.
think they did, and I think Marvel's gonna hit people in the head in the next couple of years. I think
Namor is the only one, right?
I think they're
since the Fox stuff happened.
purposely lulling people, making it seem like ain't nothing much going on. But when I think we're going to get at the end of the Black Panther is going to open some doors and open a possible view for how things are going to go forward. Marvel is going to still destroy DC in the next 4 to 5 years.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, because
And
they already
right now,
built
this is
that
just
audience
a
in,
little
so.
lull period to make you think that they're not. But when they officially come out with names and characters in the next couple months, next year or
I
so,
think it's Ant-Man.
it's gonna
I think
kill. And you know what? It's a shame because these characters shouldn't be bigger than Superman. But DC's back. They're banking on Henry Cavill at this moment, and
As
the
they
Rock
should.
and the Rock. Henry Cavill and the Rock
As
I
they
mean, they're
should, though.
two
has
big
to pull,
actors.
has
I
to
mean,
pull DC along. But
Well,
after watching Aldous Hodges, and this is exactly what I'm saying, there's characters that they could really.
Maybe they look at that.
I don't know, man.
Maybe
I don't think they got it. I don't
I
think
think
they-
now they are.
Maybe maybe someone looks at that like you're saying, because the way how you're saying it, like if I'm in the pitch meeting, that's how I'm pitching it. I'm like,
don't
everything
think they
that
gonna
we've
do it.
done,
Because they damn sure
prior to
gave
this
Al
didn't work.
Hodges some strong points in that
Sound
film,
like passion,
though.
bro. Go
So.
ahead.
I don't think they got the passion, Corey. I think
You know,
DC
I'm with you.
DC is closer to Sony than they are to Marvel.
I am not. Gonna,
I wouldn't
I'm
say
not
that.
jumping. I'm not jumping into this passion thing again. Well, I honestly think that what you said. I think is in the way how people are going to react to Hawkman. I think they're gonna course correct. They're gonna try to in a way that not the way that they want to compete with Marvel, because I think them days are done. It was been done, because like I said, BVS should have been. It should be the highest grossing movie ever. We should still be talking about how great that movie was. But I think they're going to course correct and put that and it's going to be in a direction now where it's like, okay, now we know what the people want. This is the way how we should do it now. I'm hoping anyway. That's my hope.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
I walked out of Adam with more, I say, positives than negatives, and that's kind of been the thing with some DC films now. People coming out of there, and it's just like, whatever. I actually came out of there enjoying it. I just want to see what they're going to do. I'm pretty sure they're going to probably correct some of the scripts and progress some things. I just think for the most part they wanted to get the character Adam sold. I just think what ended up happening, the tension went to Adam, and then Aldous Hodges stole the movie. So, I mean, it's interesting because that's just the feedback that I've been reading online. Everybody's just saying that it's a great film, but now everybody wants to see the Aldous Hodges character, which is kind of interesting. I mean, Hawkman is going to be an interesting character, period.
I'll end on this note. What you just said. We came there to see Black Adam, right? We came here for The Rock and to see The Rock, how strong he is so he can go against Superman. We get it. It's going to have good action sequences, and it was in a pleasing movie. But I just heard from 1, 2, 3, and maybe you all said the best part of the movie was a character not Black Adam.
You know, it kind of reminds me.
And that's
The character, not the star of the movie, was the best
that's
character.
not a bad thing, really.
And that's my point.
It's not a bad
They're going to
thing.
keep dropping the ball, putting these names on these faces on these
I don't think it dropped the ball.
Okay,
I think
so what happens?
just to sell tickets. But they're
happens
going to miss.
tomorrow?
They're going to miss the mark. I'm
Okay.
telling you. I feel
Okay,
it.
hold on,
I
hold
feel
on,
it
though.
in my gut. They're
So
going to
what
miss the mark
happens-
going
what
forward.
happens if tomorrow morning you wake up, all of us wake up in the morning, and we see on
Aldous Hodges gets a movie.
Yep.
Okay. My point. My. We're going to say that because everybody in the review said we love Aldous Hodges.
Mm-hmm.
But that does not say what Aquaman 3 is going to be. It doesn't tell me how they're going to fix Flash. It doesn't tell me certain things about DC as a whole. It tells me about one character who turned out to be great. And it kind of leans into my argument that there's a lot of great characters in DC that they can flesh out and make a bigger universe story about.
Yeah,
They're going to drop the ball because they're going to force feed big ideas, being Superman versus Black Adam. I don't care about Superman and Black Adam. Honestly, I care about Shazam versus Black Adam because there's plot points in the comic book that'll hit hard. I care about Superman versus Omega Beam with the Dark Side. I care about Superman getting Supergirl. I care about Superman and Superboy. I care about certain storylines about Superman. Injustice Superman, crazy storyline. If they want to do a one-off movie, an Injustice storyline,
That's too much Superman.
whoa! I'm just saying. If y'all want to focus on Superman,
Kingdom Come.
That
Kingdom Come
would be a damn good one.
There's a lot of Superman stories they could tell if they want to tell Superman. Don't give me Superman versus Black Adam. I don't need it. That's all I'm saying. I feel like that's what we're going to need.
I think
And because they're going to think it's going to sell. And that's the problem at the end of the day. They want to do stuff that they think is going to sell, but it's not going to pan out. The story's going to be half-ass. And the faces, and there's going to be a couple good fight scenes in there. But it's not going to be the passion, Brian. It's not going to be the passion.
Okay, there it is. There it is. 'Cause
I can see it. I can see the writing on the wall right
I
now.
can't do it, man. I can't
can see it.
I can't get into this again, man.
I can see it.
I don't have the energy for this shit again.
All right, let's see.
I can't.
Any
do it
closing
again.
arguments before we get out of here?
It was a
All
couple
right,
things I wanted to touch on before, though.
Knock 'em
Because
out.
shine to the little side characters that I enjoyed. Like
With Adam Smasher.
Adam Smasher, I enjoyed a lot. I enjoyed what was the girl's name? I'm sorry, I forgot.
She was Cyclone.
Cyclone. I enjoyed her. They served their purpose. They were likable. I was interested in them within the movie. They got some shine. They got their powers off. They got some shine. They had their parts where they played their part. Shout outs to Homegirl's brother with the Jordan 5s on and the 8-ball jacket. My man, that was an unsung hero. He one of them heroes.
He has a show on Netflix called Mo.
Oh,
he was
okay.
in another show called Raimi. He's all right.
Look, I might have to peep those shows out just because I was like, that's my man's right there. I enjoyed him a lot. And then just to touch on what you were saying about coming away, like I didn't come away more excited about Hawkman and Dr. Fate. It's more like I already know what to expect when I was getting Black Adam. Black Adam was what I thought he was going to be in the movie. My questions were going to be, well, how's Dr. Fate going to play out in here? How's Hawkman going to play out in here? And I think it's not that I enjoyed them much more. It was just the fact that I knew what I was getting with The Rock, and I knew I was getting with Black Adam.
Okay.
But with them, I'm like, ooh, now I want to see movies from them. Like, I'll go, like, me wanting to see a movie from those two doesn't mean I don't want to see another I still want to see Black Adam too. But now I'm like, I think that serves its purpose, and especially in comic book movies that are intertwined with, you introduce a character that now, I'm not just interested in you coming out. I'm not just caring about just Black Adam too. Now I care about, is Hawkman getting the movie? Is Dr. Fate getting the movie? Can Dr. Fate be Doctor Strange? All kinds of shit like that.
Which is a
But
different argument.
my
I'll say for this
opinion.
one.
Yeah.
That's it. That's not a bad thing. I mean, that's a big up to The Rock, really, for letting Al just really get his shine off for that little bit of time that he was in it. Because he could have made him look stupid the whole movie, and he came out looking more of the badass than what Adam was. That was just me.
And it's just dope to see something that somebody's been trying to fight for like 15 years.
Yeah, that too.
See it come to fruition, because it could be stuff that I've been trying to do for 6 months, and I'm like,
Also, could that have been just the opportunity arose because DC was in disarray?
Yeah, you can say that too.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you guys, I still got this. I'll produce it. Y'all got to, ship it out for me. But
But still, at the same time, like,
if DC wasn't in disarray, we were supposed to have Cyborg or something like that right now. They wasn't playing in Black Adam.
Do you now to that point, do you feel as though that the wrong person took the reins by being The Rock? Because somebody had to steer this damn horse.
No.
It was bucking all over the place.
Honestly, I would have felt better about the movie if the plot just progressed better.
I'm not talking about the movie itself. I'm talking about Dwayne Johnson.
I don't have a problem.
Grab the reins.
He took opportunity and it worked. It worked. It worked for him. It worked for him. I think the numbers are going to match. They're going to do good. I think they're going to justify having a Black Adam too.
I think it's more so. I don't know. I think this movie, because if he wanted to make it all about himself, he wouldn't have put the JSA in there.
I don't think Black Adam by himself is good enough.
They could have done something different.
I
think. Like, I don't like what they do. I don't know, but I just think that him including those characters that, like you said, we haven't seen yet, and making them impactful, it honestly benefits everyone instead of just The Rock. I think they all benefit from
the casting. I love the characters. They chose this. You couldn't do Justice League.
I was kind of nervous about Al just playing him, just because I'm like, we haven't really seen him like.
He's the first film version of Hawkman.
Right? Yeah. So he's the first, and he nailed it to the T with him.
Well, see, there's still some clarification that they need to do on certain characters. They need to clarify some things about Fate. They need to clarify some things about Hawkman, without a doubt, which is why they should get their own thing. I don't have anything to say bad about the characters they chose. Justice League characters would have been too powerful. Anybody else would have not put up a threat. If they did not want to do Shazam, then JSA works. Because you can't have Black Adam fight all of Justice League.
Who's else in his
They would have
rogue
killed.
gallery?
They would have whooped his ass. Huh?
Who else is in his rogue gallery?
If you're thinking about the Injustice Society or the
talking about Black Adam, who is his enemies
It's
like really Shazam.
It's Shazam.
But he's his own. He's his own like character flaw.
He's basically he's played in the books. He's played both sides. I mean,
maybe that's the problem. It's like because he doesn't have a lineage of him going toe to toe with someone other than
He's
Shazam.
fought Superman.
He's fought
Wonder Woman.
He's fought them.
He lost to Wonder Woman.
But he's also fought with them. So that
doesn't have the point I'm trying to make is he doesn't have a Joker. He doesn't have a Riddler. He doesn't have a
Shazam
Penguin,
is the closest.
Iceman or not Mr. Freeze.
Shazam is the closest.
What?
Correct. But Shazam is his opposite.
Basically, with Adam, they bounced his character off of different villains and different heroes. They basically use Adam as a situational character, what's going to suit the story better. But a lot of his stories, what's been written, some of them have been towards helping mankind, and some of them's actually been against mankind. He's ready to kill everybody. So it's like I said, it's just a weird character to really like use. They're going to bounce, like I said, because you can't really like pinpoint him. Minus Shazam, outside of that. If you read his arcs and whatever, he's always been all over the place with different plot points of some books. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see whatever villain they're going to use or whatever MacGuffin they're going to use with him going forward.
You can't use a villain. You have to use a superhero.
So is he one of those characters now, that especially, well, I'll put it like this, cinematically, is he one of those characters now that he is a piece to a bigger puzzle?
Yeah.
The only way you make it better than this movie is putting him against Superman, which is what they have to do now. What else are you going to make? You're going to give him Sabak again or another Sabak? That storyline was an easy storyline to do. Just a goofy, and it's the Hulk movie. All right, we'll give him just
Abomination.
The original, the 2005 Hulk of some just generic, villain to come in at the end, grow big after he goes through some story arc, and then you fight him at the end.
I think
it's a generic storyline.
You know how I feel about that 2005.
It's a generic storyline that they gave him. The villain didn't really.
The villain served its purpose for what
the villain did not give us character development of the hero.
Okay. I don't disagree with that one.
So
it did just come out of like
all these other movies that gonna involve Black Adam are gonna be the same thing, or they have to progress it. And in my view, they have to progress it with Superman.
I just thought about something.
Or Shazam, which they should have done, and they could have went really in depth about why Black Adam don't like Shazam, about why Shazam's the new champion, and why Black Adam doesn't deserve to be the champion. They had a storyline that they could have went and really hit hard with. I don't think they're going to explore that now.
I just thought about like now I'm thinking about this. I think it was a missed opportunity, and I will say I think the wrong man cameoed.
Exactly. That's all I'm trying to say. That was my.
Now that you
see what I'm getting at now?
You circled back,
and I think I'm explaining it better now.
Okay, I got you now. I think the wrong man cameoed now. Okay, I got you. All right.
Yes, that's all I'm getting at. I enjoyed the movie. I just think where they're going forward is going to drop the ball, and that's how
it would have. I'll say. I think it would have been a more impactful ending had it been Bruce Wayne instead of.
It could have been
Henry Cavill.
I just think,
or even Martian Manhunter.
Don't get me started on that.
I think it could have. We'll save it for the spoiler because I can't go too much.
And B, I think, and you missed. I think you went to the bathroom when they explained where Sabak came from and what.
I'm running back. I did.
Yeah. So
I'm definitely going again.
Brian went to the bathroom and he missed the part where you figured out where he came from and when he arose. Because when Brian came back from the bathroom, I think he was already up out of there and fighting. But I'll let you catch it on the read.
Yeah. All right. Any last thoughts? Go ahead, Drew.
I'm
all right.
I'm done.
Everybody get one last. Oh, okay. No. All right. Julie and Jason.
I liked it. I mean, it's like I said, the plot was suspect. That's why I'm giving it a 7. As just a viewer of going to just see something, just to have fun with it, I think that's where
I enjoyed it.
And that's why I said I kind of want to see more. Like I said, it's always room for improvement.
Correct.
But I want to see what they go with it. I mean, it's like I said, Adam's an interesting character.
And I think it because I'm a little hard on DC, which is why I have to be like this. And it's just because of what we got from DC makes me this way.
I mean, that's
all.
And that's what it is.
I enjoyed the movie for a good movie to just go out and chill and have fun with. I did.
All right, I got mine. I gave it an 8.5. My gripe is always going to be, it's been for years, critics. I keep telling people, stop letting critics determine what you like, what you want to go see, how you feel about something. Stop listening to everything that Rotten Tomatoes tells you, because I think people are so easily influenced a lot with a lot of things. Sometimes their consensus is what the majority is, but this one showed, the audience felt different than what you felt. But I always tell people, I was like, if you watch a trailer and you want to see that movie, go see it. Go see it regardless of what the critics say, regardless of what your friends say. If that was something that you wanted to see, go see it. I said, you're going to you're going to lose 2 hours of your life and maybe $15, $16. Okay.
It's nothing.
But because me personally, there's so many movies, a lot of my favorite movies have been panned by the critics. You go to Rotten Tomatoes, it's terrible ratings, and I'm like, yo, I love that movie. Like, it's not, I don't mind, it's a movie I love, and all right, that's how y'all feel about it. Sorry you didn't enjoy it. I definitely did. So, just that's my PSA. Like, just you want to see something, go watch it. Like, stop worrying about what the critics are saying. Stop worrying about what everybody else is saying. It might be, movies are subjective. It's like music.
So who is Rotten Tomatoes? Would they pay people to go watch the movies?
Rotten Tomatoes.
They take
trash.
I guess they take a list of critics and they all put them on a scale. I guess they rank them on a scale,
Okay.
and I think the scale is like from 1. Don't quote me on it. I can't remember how they do it exactly. They take like people who got like press credentials and all that other
I
stuff,
don't even care.
and they take it and they basically put it all together in one tally. And they basically say it's either good or is it bad.
Man, what happened to Cisco and Ebert?
Because
One of them died.
But I think they both passed, didn't they?
They both passed.
Yeah,
They both did now? I think
I didn't know
They
that.
both been gone for a
But I
long
think
time.
when it comes to the to films and when they be having the critics see the film first, like critics always see it beforehand. They don't ones when they talk about they had a pre-screening and all that,
And
that's not done by fans. That's done by
So-
critics.
so
And I
movie
think
companies go
sometimes
after
that's a
them?
problem.
Sometimes, yeah.
And then
They,
so
because
by them watching
because
it,
they
they'll
assume
So
they
they'll
assume
go to
they
the
speak for
pre-screenings.
people.
Yeah.
And I think
There's companies
sometimes-
that review movies that's what
Yeah.
their job.
They invite them. Yeah,
Yeah.
you get like Jay said,
And
you
then
get
if
the
it
press
gets
pass.
bombed, they'll sit there and like push it back.
Yeah,
And
and so
and
a lot of stuff has an embargo where they can't release the
can't
date
say
until a certain
nothing.
some
day.
people have seen the movie probably last year.
Okay, gotcha.
And then, maybe even years.
That's what
however long.
reshoots and all
Yeah,
that.
that's when that comes in, yeah.
Well, every movie for something of a big movie, they leave a gap for like 6 months.
That's why whenever you hear something, they be like, oh, like you said, they showed this movie to critics and they reshot it because of that. That's what happened. Never mind. Never mind. I know it was like that was a major thing in the 80s.
Okay.
Like because the horror movies, especially because they were all of them were getting rated X.
Yeah.
And then or NC-17, they weren't. It was only because of like the gore and all that stuff. So they said, wait a minute, hold on, you gotta cut this and cut that so we can make it an R movie. Because they was like, okay, we put out all these rated X and NC-17 movies, and they're not giving us anything back.
Right.
So that's why they started changing things up, so they can get people
Always
to come
wondered
make
how
their
it
money.
works, but you explained it.
So
Them press credentials, man. When you get that letter, well, now they do the email. They used to mail it to people, but now you get that email and they're like, yeah, you coming, come watch the movie, and they usually go after non-biased, commentators. They get the non-biased commentators that come through. They're like, oh, they'll watch what you've done, prior. Like, say if you're somebody who's like a main Marvel person and you say all this stuff about DC, they won't get you. If you got like the same kind of bias towards them both, then they're like, hey, come on in here and watch this movie.
And Chris Brown. We know you got credentials, bro.
Yeah.
We know you got credentials.
Yo, Chris be seeing everything.
Oh man! And then he plays it down to it. Oh man!
not the real Chris Brown, by the way.
Yeah, not the real.
Not the real Chris
Chris
Brown.
Brown.
This
Thinking
all
about the
big
singer
homie.
Chris Brown. I was like, wait a minute.
And then Chris be like, "Oh man, Man,
He's good at his non-sport.
He's like, they just emailed me the other day. I wasn't even expecting to go. I was like, you were on the
I got
red
a
carpet.
couple. I got a couple premiere, but nothing big. And a lot of it lately has been early online screening. So like you log into the account and it'll let you stream it online or something like that.
Yeah, we
But,
got like sneaking Chris backpack one time.
so
Go with other things.
listen that next week Halloween episode, all right? And now the Halloween movie, Halloween the holiday. We're gonna talk about favorite scary movies, whatever Halloween themed
It's gonna be
movies,
spooky.
and try to think of your top, let's say 3 scariest movies. Or how should we do this?
We said 5, right? Didn't we say 5 films?
I think I started with 3, then somebody was like, I got 5.
I got 5.
So look, we'll do 2 different ones. We'll do one category for what do you think is the scariest, and then we'll do another category is what's the best Halloween movie, like just the best Halloween holiday movie you think. It's something you got to, and I felt like it was going to be Halloween the movie, but Brian was like, "Nah, he got something better than that." So that's what sparked that whole conversation. No, it's not. You said it's not even in your top 5.
Oh,
right?
it's not. No,
Right.
no. Not
So,
even not even top 10.
Yeah, we'll think of some more Halloween themed things we'll talk about next week, but we'll save that for next week because I think it's Monday, Halloween Monday,
yeah,
Tuesday,
that's
something
Monday,
like that.
next
So
Monday.
we might get some cameos next week. By the way, so we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, is it? Oh, we gotta say what's up to Mr. David Reed since it was his birthday this week.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Happy
Wild
birthday.
Thursday.
Our biggest fan. David
Happy
Reed.
birthday, Dave.
Man. Wild man.
So, all right. Well, until next week, we'll call that a show. Oh, you know what? I didn't go through everybody's socials this week, so let's get that real
we
quick.
just got right into it.
Yeah. That's the boy Corey down there. Y'all know where y'all can find him. Next to Corey.
Oh, never mind.
Wait! I fucked it up. What's going on? Go ahead. We got one back. We got one back.
We gonna put this.
We gotta bring apple cider every week, baby. Oh, damn.
Society's _ Corey Jet.
That's the. We gotta slow clap that.
I'm finna check online right now.
It is.
It's on Yahoo.
Damn, shut Twitter down, boy.
Addy dropped.
We got next to the
right,
boy
Gino.
Corey. We got Brian. Where they at?
I don't have one. Don't follow me.
I guess I passed it to you.
Smoothwood 365.
All right, Julian, where they can find you at?
Julian, where they can find me? Playboy Mansion. Nah,
Hey.
Julian Smith on Facebook.
Jason. Where they
Kelly
find
19, IG. Was it Snapchat? My government on Facebook and Vanessa Houser. I love you.
Yeah.
I love you even more than he loves. What's her name? Rihanna.
Damn, don't do it like that.
That's how it is.
Y'all know where y'all can find me. Rihanna's DMs. Tri-State tip.
Oh, is she single now?
No.
Oh, it's the other
No.
one. Who was? Is it ASAP? Which one? I want?
No,
I mean, if one single, then
Oh,
no.
Others too.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
You know what? I keep.
Ashanti? Look, we're going to talk about that next
Oh,
week.
yeah.
Ashanti?
Woo. You know, I keep getting Travis Scott and ASAP Rocky mixed. I think they're the same damn person.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and end it. Episode 15 in the books. Till next week. We'll catch
Oh, yeah,
y'all.
wait a minute, but Friday Drake's album dropped, Make sure y'all listen to
Is this
that.
a rap album?
It's
Or
Drake,
is
it's
it-
Drake and 21.
It's Drake and 21 Savage.
Doing
Oh,
Yeah.
21 too?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, I'm going to have to rock with
I'm
that
gonna
one.
bypass
Ooh, I got to rock
We
with that
already knew
one.
you are, but we
I'm
gonna talk about it
I'm
next
a
week.
Yeah, I'm going to bop that one next week.
I will just sit in silence as you talk about that.
Till next
That's all I
time,
do.
people.
Not my cup of tea.
Peace.
Peace.
Vanessa.